ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the finale of the 2025 MotoOption Supercross Championship live here on Start Your Systems TV. I'm Kellen Brower, joined by Andrew Wood in the booth. And oh my goodness, do we ever have a title fight to talk about. The 450 championship, 4 points apart, 250 East is still alive as well, 13 points in it there, and a hell of a showdown coming up in both classes tonight here at Salt Lake City. Andrew, it doesn't get much better than this, a title fight that takes it all the way to the end, and really it could go either way tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the 250 championship is actually pretty good, the one that we still have going East Coast, but it's crazy that we have something this close in the 450 class. 17 rounds, it all comes down to this. A first and a third could decide it. It's absolutely insane, and this is, one of the best we've had in years. So I'm so excited for this, and literally anything can happen, and I think both these guys just have to lock in, and this is where everything comes down. It is a kind of a bummer. I wish it was like a first and second, so it was like full winner take all. Carter needs a little bit of help to go his way, but it's going to be insane. Yeah,
so Braden Carter, the four-time defending Supercross champion, the winningest Supercross rider in this game's history, enters at a deficit, 4 points back of Colby Eaglin coming into this finale. For the first time, basically this decade, he might not be the champion of this series. And like you said, Eaglin, second place or better, gets it done tonight. Carter, of course, going to just go out there and try to win this race and hope things happen behind him. But we've even seen these last couple weeks, there are a lot of challengers that are looking to rise to the occasion and win this finale, regardless of the championship status. Because look, we've seen Leclerc get in the mix of late. We've seen guys like Jeremy Seabolt. Of course, Jacob Hubbard always gets off the gate well. So it's not just a foregone conclusion these guys go 1-2. It really is up in the air, and they could end up even 5th and 7th or something tonight.
Yeah, I think that's what's really going to help Braden now is he's going to go into that kind of knowing there's spoilers in play. It's not like maybe in real life you kind of see, two guys kind of pull away from the rest of the field. There's still those guys that can throw it in, get a random win and get between them. So Braden definitely has to be, loving that and just really enjoying the fact that, okay, I go out there and win, and there's probably 3 or 4 guys that can get between us and maybe should, so it's all Braden. All he has to think about is go out there, get the start, win the race. That's all he can do, and that's all he needs to focus on. And that's going to be, I would say this race might be decided in the first 2 laps of the 450 main event, which could be a bummer one way for us, but I mean, and you need a start to compete in this field.
Well, I mean, we saw them last week in Denver. They were pretty much nose to tail almost the whole main event. Eaglin eventually got the upper hand and got on the box, but certainly they have not been far away from each other these last few weeks, and hopefully, like you said, they get off the gate well. On the flip side, 250 West already been decided. Braden Tharp clinches it last week in Denver. We'll talk to him after the showdown tonight about winning this championship. But the East Coast is still very good. Cade Matherly rolls in 13 points up on Johnny Padani. We did a little bit of the math breakdown. If Matherly ends up 9th or better in this race tonight, he wins the championship, which sounds like, okay, he's Cade Matherly. 9th is possible. But it is a showdown. We're throwing guys like Tharp and Spieth and all these other guys on the West in this race as well. And it's not a foregone conclusion that 9th is on the table, where on the flip side, Johnny Padani has been clicking off wins like it's nobody's business. He's going to go out there and try to win this thing and, again, put the pressure on Matherly to bring it home.
Yeah, I mean, Matherly has kind of had a season, I feel like, at least the beginning of it, kind of like Braden Carter, where you've seen him get bad starts or have bad opening laps and kind of have to fight from 18th back. And this is the best news for Johnny Padani. Having the mixed coast, you have that many extra spoilers in there. And it's not a foregone conclusion that he even makes it into the main event. It's going to be harder with the way that you have it set up. You need to get top 9 or top 4 with mixed coasts if you end up in the LCQ. So there's a chance it's even decided before you get to the main event. But I think if they both make it in, there's a very realistic chance that he can get worse than 9th. So that title is actually, I would say, almost as alive as the 450 championship is, as far as Braden Carter coming back and sniping it, and then Johnny Padani coming back and sniping it with just the amount of guys that can get in between there.
Absolutely. I mean, we know the 250 class can be chaotic as always, and we're certainly excited to see a showdown and a good race here tonight in the showdown nonetheless because of that. Let's talk about qualifying, though, shall we? Here's our 450 qualifying for the evening. Seth Cargo's fastest, 51.2. Eaglin, 51.3. Seabolt Carter, 51.3, 51.6 for them, and Leclerc at a 51.7. So times obviously close, and interesting to see that Eaglin brought his more or less A game tonight. Tharp goes fastest on the West, 52.3 over Jake Spieth at a 52.7. They are definitely starting to separate from the rest of the field just a little bit.
That's
and
crazy.
then on the East, Cade Matherly, 52.7, Snyder, Sund, and then Padani at a 53.5, almost 0.8. Matherly has an advantage in qualifying. Is that a sign of things to come here tonight?
Yeah, I made a face when we went to that screen, Kellen. The thing is, I think these guys are so good. When you see, I used to be like, okay, I need to nail one lap. I was never like a race winner. I need to nail that one lap, and that can get me into a certain spot. Padani and Cade, they're both good enough to do multiple laps kind of right around those times. I think if you're 0.8 off of the guy ahead of you, that's where you were, 5 or 6 or 7 laps. You're kind of around that, maybe a 10th away from that. I don't know. I don't think it looks very good for Johnny Padani. Luckily he has time, right? You have maybe 10 minutes till your heat race, and then these guys do get to play the track and practice in between. So you do have maybe an hour and a half you can kind of lock in for the main event, but not really the best sign. I feel like that just helps Cade with some confidence, might help him get off the gate, a little bit better. So yeah, rough for Johnny, but he's going to have to try to figure this out.
All right, so Johnny Padani a little bit under the radar coming into the showdown, trying to beat Cade Matherly here tonight. Let's talk about standings real quickly. Again, 4 points in it, Eaglin and Carter. Interesting little third place battle in the championship. Leclerc and Seth Shirley, something to note there, 10 points between them as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. But Leclerc's really come alive in the second half of this championship. As mentioned, 250 West already wrapped up. Braden Tharp, 42 points clear of Jake Spieth after the result last week in Denver. So he is the 1W, and I think is even running that tonight, at least for the showdown, as Cade Matherly sits 13 up on Johnny Padani, 195 to 182. So that is our pre-show here tonight. Let's take you guys inside of the stadium and talk about this racetrack here quickly. Salt Lake City, it's not the biggest floor plan, certainly not the type of race that we normally get at Las Vegas back in the day, but still a very interesting racetrack. 2 extremely long rhythm sections, a lot of different options available through them. A sand section after a whoop section as well. What do you see on this track here tonight, Andrew Wood?
The weird thing about this track is it looks so basic and so plain, more than almost any other track that we've seen all year. But I think it has so much to come into play. That sand section, like you said, very long, has multiple lines in it. The whoop section into kind of a rhythm, I guess, into that. But there's 2 very long rhythm sections on each edge of the track, spanning the whole stadium. And they have some big lines in there. So especially in the 450 class, I think we're going to see guys mix it up. One, we know there's at least a triple double or triple quad. The other one, there's maybe 2 quads in there, maybe more. Kellen was talking about a 6 in there, so we'll see if that happens.
I don't think it's going to be possible, but I did.
I text Braden, he didn't reply. I'm kind of mad.
All I know is I did it from slightly off the track, going 4
you did the whole thing?
Call that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. 100%. I didn't know you already did it.
Yeah, 4 in, 4 again, and then use the tabletop to get all the way to the corner of the bottom right-hand corner of your screen.
That is insane. That's 6 jumps. That's a sex. We can have sex tonight, Kellen.
Okay, I guess we're already going to end up on SMX Come for the finale, too. I like that.
That's it. That's my only one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Sextuple is crazy though. We don't get to drop the word quint that much, and then we got that. So if someone 6s out of that corner, I think it's insane. Braden Carter just replied, said no, maybe if you quad from the inside, which is what we were thinking with a rut. He says he's going on off. Hey, just a little insight. Also, Payson Johnson in the qualifying server punting people? Maybe not good intentions, says D Davis? Question mark?
So it must be said, and take it as much as you want here coming into this evening. There are some guys signing up we have not seen pretty much all year long in the 450 class tonight.
I hate this.
Payson Johnson is one of them, but I don't know that he'll be a part of the shenanigans, as he's been one of the many people who has been outspoken against shenanigans over the years. So I would hope that he would take the higher road instead of falling down to the level in which he has complained about over the years. But there's a couple other names in there as well. So hopefully for our case here on the stream and everyone's case in the server, we have clean, respectful racing to wrap up this championship. I mean, we got 16 rounds into this thing, 4 points apart. You really want to see this thing end fair and square, and you want the championship guys to actually have a good battle amongst each other. Don't have this thing be decided by stupidity.
Yeah, that would ruin my night. We've seen it before. I mean, we had a Seth Shirley thing. Like, I don't want to look at the bad things or kind of like talk about it, but there is times where we're like, Braden Carter got 6, but we didn't get to watch him really. And, he shows us, or we hear, he was going through some stuff maybe further back in the field. Like, I just want to have the best, cleanest racing for these championships. We talked about it being the closest championship we've seen in so long. So hopefully it just kind of ends up like that. No funny business. And we all get a good, professional show here tonight. So, I mean, I think this track too, for being so basic, a lot of every corner is a 180 corner except for the 290s. You have to have that at least. And then you got some really long rhythms. So it's going to be guys hitting their marks, and really whoever can just lock in and be consistent, because you make one small mistake, you're in the wrong gear or the wrong, power area, and you get a big mistake, your seat bounce timing needs to be dialed. So I think this is going to be a really good race if everything stays clean.
Well, we certainly hope it stays clean tonight, and we'll be keeping a keen eye on that, as I'm sure the admins in the server will also be trying to keep an eye out on that as well. Hey, a couple quick thanks to Nasty SDS and Carl Novak, also as well, resubbing up there. That was 10 months for Carl Novak, 11 months in a row subbing up on Twitch from Nasty SDS. So appreciate the support over there. We are now officially live across all 4 of our channels right now. Twitch TV /Start Your Systems TV, Facebook.com /Start Your Systems, YouTube.com /Start Your Systems TV, and TikTok /Start Your Systems. All live, all ready to catch the action in 4 different places here tonight, wherever you choose to watch. We hope you guys enjoy round 17 of MotoOption Supercross. All right, I'm going to try to see. All right, there we go. We just got a reload, and it looks like going to the gate first will be our 250 East class. Yes, our East class is going first. Matherly, Snyder, Cepeda, Branson, Pilsner, Sun, Dallaire, Velati, Padani, Merle, Kafa, Caudle, Ortiz, Kepka, Gummison, Cooper, McPherson, Nerona, Mark, and Parker in this one. And Andrew, I'll go to you first talking about this. Cade Matherly has to at least make the main event tonight. Obviously, that's step 1. Do we see any problems for him in this one?
I think he's the one I'm more worried about than Johnny. I feel like the start is something that he has struggled with. And I mean, I feel like he's going to you're going to see that very inside strat, try to just get like a top 5 start, hug the inside and keep it clean. I don't think he really wants to get out and get kind of tangled up with anyone. I think they're going to be fine. If you see him outside of 15th after the first lap, we have something to worry about. Other than that, I think everything's probably going to be okay.
Well, we will certainly see if this is the moment where Cade Matherly locks it down, at least gets into the main event, or there is problems afoot. And of course, the same thing for Johnny Padani. He at least has to make it into the main event and give himself a shot at winning this title tonight. But it's a showdown, which means that this is all of your best 250 East riders going to the gate at the same time right here, right now. There is Cade Matherly taking a little spin on the warm-up lap here, just trying to get a feel of the racetrack one more time before we go racing here. And yeah, if you're Matherly, are you more nervous right now, or are you just trying to think about the main event and the nerves will kick in then?
I think right now, the heat race, especially with it being mixed, right? So you have the whole the top 20 fastest, East Coast racers, and it's East Coast, right? West Coast. Okay.
Yes, it is.
I was like second guessing myself. I'm having a bad day. I think you have the 20 fastest guys from your coast. This is the thing. Once he gets in, he goes, top 10, I can do that easy. So I think this is the one where he's going to be the most nervous out of all the races.
All right, well, we're going to find out. 6 minutes plus a lap. Top 9 go to the main event. It's the East Heat Race here in Salt Lake City. Off and running for the showdown. Let's get it. Into turn number 1 we go. A couple of KTMs. I don't have their skins up the inside. I think that's Padani who came through and almost got the whole shot. I think he maybe did get the whole shot, but Dalton Caudill on the Nexus program shoots down into the race lead. Padani off to a good start in second, trying to look for the 25 of Matherly. He looks to be in about 6th place here on the opening lap as we go into the Supercross Triple. Let's see, Dooley's on lap 1, baby. Let's have it. Padani trying to steal the lead away from Caudill as we go on, off, triple. These guys should quad after this. Caudill gets it. Padani does not. And now Caudill's got a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, really good start by Padani there. I saw, he came across 9th for a second and then made his way up into 6th. Cade Natalie with a pretty good start too. And I think this is, jumping way to the outside. Padani flies off the track there just behind that beautiful SYS inflatable that we have on the track. But still comes back. Only loses 1 spot right there to Cepeda. So huge whip right here, and he's just going to try to just lock in. This is all just a warm-up, I think. Maybe with that qualifying time, you say, okay, you were faster for the 1 lap, but here's what I can do. I can go out there and win the race. We got a little bit of a fight right in front of him.
Yeah, Cepeda knocks Caudill out of the way and takes the race lead. Meanwhile, Caudill gets landed on. That was Bodie Parker that landed on him, and he's going to check through the rhythm section to get back into rhythm here. But Matherly shot by into 3rd, so he's in a good position. As your leader is now Emmanuel Cepeda. Read that very well. Caudill making a mistake trying to get onto that tabletop into turn number 2. Cepeda shot down the inside. A little bit of contact right there by Cepeda, but all fair in the end, and he's able to get away with the race lead.
Yeah, it was a beautiful pass too. I wasn't quick enough with it, but right up the inside, you get a drive through that rhythm section. Just jumped up, was able to get side by side with him, take the line away. Caudill made a small mistake right there after bobbling, and Cepeda now is far and away ahead of the rest of the guys. Got a nice, comfortable lead, and I think he's going to be able to take this thing home. Cepeda's no slouch, and he's been riding great recently, so just kind of figure it out. And Padani, he's just going to hit his marks. I don't think he's going to be trying to lay down some blazing fast lap times. He does have some pressure behind him, though. Cade Matherly now up into 3rd, Kellen. Have a great rhythm section right there, and he's pretty close, within a second. Yeah,
interesting. We're going to see the title rivals maybe go at each other a little bit in this heat race. Now, I wonder if Padani in this situation, knowing how valuable the championship points could be, if he backs into Matherly a little bit and maybe roughs him up to try to get some advantage even for a gate pick selection here tonight, because as of right now, these guys at worst are going to go to the gate 6th and 4th. So if you're Padani, do you play any of those games, or you just go to the main event and then let things happen as they may?
I think Johnny being up front, he needs to try to just get away. If you can gap him, even if he finishes 2nd behind you, if you can gap him, whatever you're at right now, if it's 0.6 seconds, if you can get that thing up to 3 seconds, that's going to feel good, because over the course of a 15-minute main event, that's going to be really good. But, huge mistake there. Not a small mistake. Actually gets landed on as Cade is able to triple in. Padani gets sideways. They both are able to wrangle their bikes back under them. And then Cade with another big mistake. So off rhythm there. That was so weird.
I'm confused.
I don't know what I just saw.
Even Padani going outside at the end of that rhythm section, very odd. And now Matherly going for the overline and then triple, quad, double into the corner. I don't know if that's even faster, but at least he's trying something a little bit different right there. And now closing back up onto Padani. So already a bit of gamesmanship between these two, and even different rhythm lanes. As Cepeda up front just laid it down in the sand, Matherly gets kicked out a little bit. And Cepeda going to pick it up in 3rd just before Bodie Parker gets there. He shuts the door into the final corner, but now that puts Padani into the race lead. Here with about 4 minutes complete, still 2 minutes and a lap to go. But Padani clearly making some mistakes. Let's see if it happens again right here. Not able to triple in out of this corner. Oh, this time he gets it. Matherly instead is the one that doubles in. It's an alternate rhythm, but more or less works out to be kind of the same because you do the same amount of jumps and the same sequence, just reverse order. Instead of doubling out, you double in and you still get the equal amount of triples. So I guess it kind of evens out, but Matherly right there making a little bit of a mistake, has Parker breathing down his neck now.
Yeah, that inside line tripling to the inside seems like it would be the one that could end up slower, not just because the double from the start, but because you're kind of having to hit that brake because they have that little inside roller on the inside of the 90. What's weird to me about Cade, this might sound crazy. Do you think maybe Cade kind of laid up so that he could pass him straight up without him making a mistake?
No, I think...
And be like, nah, I'm gonna show you I can pass you for real. You made a huge mistake. I mean, that's just me playing into some crazy fantasy.
We just have a bad angle of it. I think he was pretty close to hitting him and checked up not to hit him. Would be my guess. But
and they were both way off rhythm, I guess. Right. So they're trying to figure out something.
Oh, Padani over the bars, and Matherly shoots into the race lead. That's huge for Padani, though. Not only is he going to maybe fall back out of a transfer spot, but certainly losing a lot of gate picks right now as he watches a lot of the field go by. Drops all the way back to 6th, and I think, Andrew, that's simply just a case of losing focus and clipping a rhythm section right there that was a little bit easier than we should have it managed there for Padani. Clips it, goes over the bars, and now he's got some work to do.
You know what's crazy is I've got my insider right now as we make a pass through
was that
some
Matherly?
lappers. No, that was Matherly down with the lapper, so he's going to go all the way back
to the 9 spot. He's actually on the bubble for a transfer spot suddenly, and our 2 leaders that were up front coasting this thing now have some real problems on their hands. Cade Matherly's got Ben Kafa closing down behind him on the 97, and he's going to start worrying about this. Meanwhile, Padani's back into 4th. Bodie Parker has taken over the race lead, and this is getting a little too nip and tuck for both of them as Kafa goes down in the background. That's going to be huge. Matherly's got some breathing room.
Yeah, that was just a mistimed seat bounce right there by Kafa. It's funny, actually, right when Padani made the mistake, I got a message as I think that's one more spot up to 8th is Cade, and he might even get one more. Devin Davis let me know the rhythms aren't as steep as they normally are, so it's really easy to get out of rhythm. You're kind of trying to time and like get your seat bounce. You can do kind of like, okay, 100% seat bounce, right? You can do like a 60% seat bounce. Matherly down again.
Oh, so
2
lucky.
spots there, but loses 1.
Just kind of hit his head on someone, and goes to 7th. That's going to actually move him up to 6th with that pass in the sand, but that was almost a legs-off crash for Matherly. One more lap to go for him. Padani is back into 3rd place as Parker still leads, but we just want to see that Matherly actually makes it through because this is way too close for comfort for the 25.
Yeah, solid lead. I mean, you're in 6th, but yeah, way too close for where you want to be. One mistake and you're out of it. I would focus on these long rhythms right here, though, because if we're seeing those mistakes, it looks like a big seat bounce in, then they're not seat bouncing the next one, then they're doing a half seat bounce on the next one. So really tricky for these guys. I think that's going to be something to watch all night. Thank you, Devin Davis, for the inside information from the track there. But look at this. Cade Matherly, small mistake, almost getting past there, able to keep the rhythm clean. Holds on to it for now.
Got to get through the whoops clean one more time for Matherly. Got Snyder all over him. Matherly hops up on top of him, and this time he is clean through, so good news for him. Meanwhile, Bodie Parker has won this race. Emmanuel Cepeda holds off Johnny Padani for 2nd. Ortiz 3rd, Pilsner 4th, and Matherly will indeed come through all the way to get 6th, in the end of this race, as Snyder ends up 7th, Nerona 8th, and Jeff Cooper will be 9th. So our title rivals make it in, but not without a little bit of some nefarious activities going on between both of them, some mistakes, some contact, and then in the end they both ended up crashing all by themselves, put them at a bit of a deficit. Fortunately, they may both make it through, but I wonder how this sets us up for a main event tonight.
Yeah, luckily I feel like a lot of their contact wasn't really intentional. You know, they kind of got into each other for a little bit there. One thing I am looking at, Kellen, a 54.492, so basically 54.5, and for Johnny Padani, 54.625. So really just over a 10th of a second between these guys. I think that qualifying speed, I mean, that's at their race pace right now for the heat. I think their qualifying speed is not as much of an issue as maybe I kind of made it out to be earlier. I feel like Padani found something, and he showed, obviously, with his performance in this, getting 2nd on cuts actually there, that he can go up and show out and, you know, win this thing tonight and try to put himself in the best spot possible for Cade to maybe have a bad race.
We are off and running here in Salt Lake City for the finale of the 2025 MotoOption Supercross Championship. We'll be back on the other side of this break in just a moment to bring you guys 250 Heat 2 coming up. We'll be back in just a second.
MotoOption, a family-owned and operated motorsports apparel and accessories company We design and print all of our apparel in-house, ensuring top quality from start to finish. Created by racers, for racers. Our products are racer tested and approved by a team of motorsports enthusiasts just like you. We value our customers because they're not just buyers, they're part of the MotoOption family. Join us and ride with confidence. Visit shopmotooption.com and gear up today. In throttle, we trust.
Welcome back into round number 17 of the 2025 MotoOption Supercross Championship, live here on Start Your Systems TV. Kellen Brower alongside Andrew Wood in the booth, ready to bring the action in 250 heat number 2, and these boys are all wrapped up. There's a bow tie on this championship, nothing to play for in terms of a title sense, but of course these guys all want to go out and put on a show here tonight and maybe even win the showdown coming up in just a moment. So we'll see who gets the advantage in this one. Jackson Lindsay, Wyatt Grant, Tom Quinault, Braden Tharp. Look at the one dub, Braden Tharp. Pretty clean kit. Interesting to go with the yellow plates. I mean, I'm sure they're trying to go gold, but interesting.
Yeah, does he have like camo, or was it supposed to be like a flow plate? That was, I mean, dude, the Wyatt Grant kit was sick. Then the Quinault kit was sick. Honestly, wow, these guys are crushing it.
We're going to have to get a closer
that
look
is
at that
hot
after the race. But here we go. 250 West Heat race in Salt Lake City. It's 250 Heat 2 coming at you. Here we go. Pretty good jump out of the middle on a KTM, but actually backs out of it, almost wheeling, and it's a Yamaha into turn 1 first. Lot of crashing, and it's Jackson Vick who gets the whole shot. Jackson Lindsay's trying to triple in behind these guys, almost goes into the tough blocks right there. So it's Vick from Ryan Chelsea. Jake Spieth off to a good start. Chelsea in and out of the tough blocks, going to get passed up by Jet Holyhead, and a lot of clean hits for these guys as Jackson Vick starts to pull away with a little bit of a lead. Chaos in 250 West.
Yeah, I mean, that start was just absolutely ridiculous. What's crazy is Braden Tharp, I thought, was going to have a 19th place start with all that carnage on that double apex first corner. Ends up coming around the first turn 7th and just slowly able to kind of keep trying to work his way up. Jackson Vick, though, absolutely nailed it. And, yeah, this 250 class, man, these things are hectic. These heat races and LCQs, I don't even want to know what the LCQ is going to look like tonight. Everyone trying to have a good finish. This 250 class, though, not disappointing at all.
Yeah, so Jackson Vick leads lap number 1. Jed Holyhead second. Jake Spieth third. Aiden Stevenson crossing the line right now in 4th. And it's Quinault 5th. Lindsay 6th. Show 7th. Woods 8th.
Tharp
and
down.
Pinkerton 9th. Tharp is down in the 13th position right now for the 1W. So it's Pinkerton on the bubble spot. And this time, without the championship implications, I think we're going to check out these transfer spot battles because I bet it was pretty good in the last race and we missed out on it. This time around, it should be awesome because, again, this is basically a main event for these guys. So Pinkerton in 9th would be a top 10 in 250 West, but is barely making the showdown right now.
Yeah, still a good finish, and you see these guys struggling with these long rhythm sections again. We'll see how the 250 class is going to fare once we get to see them try to pull out some of these bigger rhythms. Whoa, Ryder over the berm did not
Jackson Lindsay
look like he got contact, though. I might have missed it, but the crazy thing is Braden Tharp could just not make the main and not carry. He already won the championship.
Yep.
He could just pull over and be like, yeah, I got my number 1 plate. I'll see you guys outdoors. And I'll run that thing next year. But still going to try to make it. He's a racer at heart. We're checking in with Rogan McIntosh, who's sitting on the bubble spot. Jeremy Scarborough right behind him, though, on that KTM, pushing, trying to make a pass.
Yep, and they're right behind Joey Carter, Hayden Stevenson. This is quite the freight train right now that's basically led by Tom Quinault on the RBT Suzuki. McIntosh off the track, going to get passed up by Jeremy Scarborough and Braden Tharp and Ryan Pinkerton all going by. So it's Squidbro on the bubble spot right now. The Disrick Design number 48 KTM is going to miss that off, though, and going through into the transfer spot now is the number 1 dub, Braden Tharp, your 250 West champion this year, rocking the 1 this weekend here in Salt Lake City. Up on top of those whoops, bouncing his way through very nicely to corral it together. But Tharp finally into a good position. Now how far does he go from here?
Oh, I think no pressure. I guess if he's sitting 9th with that 1W, I'm just looking at splits. I think he honestly can get up to 4th. Maybe the podium guys without a big mistake or a crash from Spieth, that little gap I feel like might be enough. But I mean, honestly, he is racing for gate position. If he wants to go and wants to show out, I mean, the showdowns, you always want to get a good finish for your coast, because you can say, hey, I won the title on this coast, and I'm also the best. I won 2 out of 3 showdowns this year. Like, I am the #1 250 rider. So I guess there is a lot for Braden Tharp. He doesn't want to roll over. I just think you need to get as far up as possible just for your gate pick. But once again, we see these guys struggling through the long rhythms. But that's actually, with a little bit of a comebacker there, Braden Tharp is gaining time even after having a bad entry.
Yeah, kind of stepped off it awkwardly, but then did the rest of the rhythm pretty clean. And I hadn't even noticed how much lower the jump faces were until you kind of see them from the side view. And certainly not as peaky as we normally see MotoOption Supercross. I mean, the scaling's always been a little bit bigger than just basic default, but
oh my god.
Geez, Tharp is just laying
hot.
it out. And he's still in ninth. I mean, it's crazy. He's riding so well, but these other guys up in front of him also riding very well. Here's Stevenson, and looks like they just went around Cash Woods, who picked it up from a crash, so that's going to be a pass for Tharp. Is he going to get a couple more, trying to pull up alongside of these guys? Stevenson, oh my gosh, the crossover lines right there with Joey Carter and Stevenson just laying it out on the triple right now. This fight is insane, and these guys are all safe right now, but you wouldn't know it based on the action we're seeing.
No, they're definitely racing like they want to keep moving forward. It's crazy. Cash Woods has obviously had a really good showing in the last couple rounds.
Ooh.
Oh, hard showing right there. Joey Carter goes down, and Stevenson gets into him, so that's going to allow those two, Cash Woods and Braden Tharp, to be able to get past him, and now they can kind of set their sights forward. 3 seconds up, though, but they're going to be trying to chase down Tom Cano. Joey Carter gets up, though, still finally in the final transfer spot. Has just over a second back to 10th place. You see him right there. They get a little bit tighter. 2 guys on his rear end, and yeah, he's had some pretty hot finishes recently as well, but Elliott Pearson is going to try to keep moving forward and work his way up. When you smell blood in the water, it kind of ignites a fight under you when you're outside of that transfer spot.
Yeah, I was shocked right there that Carter went down and didn't get past for a transfer spot, so it looks like it actually opened up a little bit, but Elliott Pearson trying to close down Schiabro after his mistake getting back up there, and I feel like I'm going to get this wrong, but Elliott Pearson actually won the opening round of 250 East like 8 or 9 years ago, so former race winner in this series, and cool to see him back up here battling, trying to get at least into a showdown, so good start to his night, at least trying to battle Joey Carter, get up there and do some damage. Look at these guys tripling into the sand too. I mean, it seems good, like it seems pretty fast if you get it, but as you just saw with Person right there, you get it a little bit wrong and it's not very good at all.
You know what's crazy is I actually need to see that. It's hard, the camera angle there. We have a great shot of the guys coming out of the corner, but a little bit tricky. It almost looks, is there a second bump? Because we saw very early on Padani go for that triple and make a mistake, so we know what can happen bad for these guys. We saw it early on, you know, blowing that corner with Padani in the last heat race, but let's see, triple here. He's not going to do it. Go back around it. I want to see it. Oh, Spieth is dead! Spieth is down! Down goes Jake Spieth!
Oh, man.
Holy cow, he's dropping back to 4th or 5th right here is Cano. And okay, so there's just one roller.
Yeah.
That was absolutely cinema. Look at
Go
Cano.
back one spot and dirt, just pile driving his face.
We
in.
did not see like a good view. It instantly was just dirt, and I was like, oh, that's not the track I was expecting.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Jake.
All right, Braden Tharp trying to get a pass done on Tom Quinault. Going to get the door shut on him, but goes low and doubles in. Quinault has to get that triple clean. It's a little bit rougher for him, and here's Tharp going to triple down the inside and make that pass, so that alternate line does work, even though Quinault didn't actually miss a single jump right there. Tharp still makes a pass doing the alternate rhythm. Back up front, though, Jet White Drizzle Holyhead getting a little bit sideways in the whoop.
Oh, do a
Front
flip!
flips and disconnects on his McDonald's internet. We'll see if he's back. There we go. Holyhead back in right there before the finish line jump. Even gives us a little bit of a bike hump. But Jet Holyhead, the Phil's number 87, wins 250 Heat 2, question mark, I think.
250 East Heat, I guess.
Wait, is it over?
Wait.
The white flag was totally out, and then Jake Spieth.
Maybe because he disconnected, it messed up our. Ooh, it's probably the whole server thing. Hold on.
All right. What's going on here?
Admin, I messaged Luke. Hold on. I was trying to read chat a little bit. I think up in chat, maybe they've been having issues. Tharp's done. Like, they finished the race on their side.
Yeah, okay, so it's a timing glitch, I guess, but it does look like it's Holyhead, Vic, Spieth, Quinault, Tharp, Stevenson, Show, Woods, and Carter that have made it through, and yeah, Joey Carter's already finished. So these guys are already done. Something glitched out right there. I wonder if
that glitch wasn't him. He's the only one we saw on the screen. If that was somehow the server.
Yeah, we got a spectator glitch, so I guess it's just people
that
are in the race, I guess.
Oh my god, it's Payson Johnson. Just kidding. You know what's insane? That's the most insane way to win a heat race. If I ever did that, I feel like I might just stop my career. That's like, that's kind of how I feel about getting like a hole-in-one golfing. Like, I might as well just stop. I've peaked. Front flipping a jump like that after the whoops, just nose picking, riding it out, and then on the last lap to win a heat, especially in a showdown, is so insane. Like, if I'm holy head, I don't know what I'm feeling right now, but that's just so ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, so that looks like that heat did wrap up, and they got those guys in, so that's all good there. 450 Heat 1 coming up next, and this will give us a chance to see. Looks like, yeah, Carter is in this one. I'm trying to see if Eagland is as well. No, Eagland will be in the next. No, sorry, Eagland is in this heat too. I missed him. He was sitting P9 on the gate, but Eagland in this one, Carter in this one as well. And just like we saw in that West Heat race, this is where it kind of starts for both of them. They both have to make the main event, which we have seen a couple of occasions this year where both riders ended up in the last chance qualifier, not at the same week, but different weeks. So starts right now. Just got to make the main.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks like being the cliche. I mean, they say it all the time in real life. Oh, it comes to the start cross. You know, that's key to the race, get off the gate. But like for all these guys, it's especially in, you know, such a pivotal race. Like, get off the start and get yourself out there early so you can just relax, because all these guys are so good. You know, whether it's Colby Eagland or Braden Carter, you don't want to, you know, get a bad jump, get caught up in some BS and be 15th fighting your way back and put that extra stress on you. I think it's just, you know, get off the gate clean. If we see either of these guys in their heats inside the top 5, they're so much more calm than they could be, right? You just don't want to add any more drama to an already stress-filled night. As we have Ev move. Is that a 500? Is that allowed?
It's allowed.
It doesn't sound. Is it allowed?
Yeah.
The 450 class? Do we even have a 500 in the game?
Like a
252 stroke. That model is really nice though. Jeremy Smith. Hey, look at that SYS machine. We should go look at that.
Hello.
Sponsored ad.
Sharp tonight. All right, here we go. 450 Heat number 1 coming at you here in Salt Lake City. We're almost down to our final heat races of the year. I can't even believe it. We're at 17 rounds into this championship. Pretty insane what we have seen this year, and now we get to see our 2 title combatants actually go at it in a heat race. Eagland in the middle, Carter down the far inside. Let's see if they make it through. 450 Heat 1 in Salt Lake City. Let's go. Bad jump for Eagland, going to get shut down a little bit halfway down the start straight. Looks like a little bit of contact, and I think he was down into turn number 1. So it's going to be Carter who comes out with the lead, but Eagland's got some work to do as Braden Carter gets a rare good start, and he's off and running.
This is huge for him. Shout out Devin Davis in P2 and Logan Leitzel in P3. All great starts from maybe some guys that haven't been having the best starts as of late. This is honestly the biggest thing I feel like that could have happened for Braden Carter. Getting a start that commanding, everyone else kind of having mistakes going down. Eagland all the way back in 13th, you see at the top of the screen as he scrolls by. Braden, I think, needs to check out, and man, if he can win this heat, Kellen, by like 10 seconds, which I feel like is easily possible from where he's at right now, that is going to be the biggest confidence boost going into this, and we're trying to see a 5-peat champion tonight. Braden Carter's trying to lock in.
Yeah, he looks like he is already locked in at that rate alone. Let's go back to where the 24 machine is. Colby Eagland coming into this corner. He's now up to 10th spot after crashing in the first corner. So speaking of locked in, he certainly made a lot of moves through the field here on this opening lap. Now just trying to close the gap down into the P9 transfer spot. But Trevor Burns is the man that's there, the number 32 machine. We know Trevor's no slouch, certainly a bit of a speed demon. These two have been teammates in the past, so I wonder if Trevor will even kind of just give him a little bit of a benefit of the doubt here and try to help his buddy out, or if he races him a bit harder. We've got John Heilman, Xander Brion just ahead of that, so they're in their own little fight as well. Eaglen going to go triple, quad, trip, a little bit different rhythm here than what we saw Burnsy do, and going to get a little bit closer, trying to get a run into the whoops. Can Eaglen get it done? Burns hopping through them, but Eaglen just backs out of the challenge. He doesn't really want to get involved, it seems like, as those guys both go off the track, and Eaglen takes advantage, moves up to 8.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to get involved now when you go ahead and do that. That is a gift from the gods right there, Colby Eaglen. In my head, I'm instantly looking that Braden Carter, has the upper hand here. Got a good start, putting down fast laps. But, man, when you're Colby Eaglen, you get a bad start and things just start going right. Sometimes it's your night. And, man, he's, I guess, thanking his lucky stars every time one of those happens. We see the missed rhythm right there by Eaglen, having to triple when there should be a quad. Almost gets landed on right there, a little bit of dualies over the triple, but man, Colby Eaglen got real lucky there. But we're seeing those flat rhythm sections, maybe that Devin Davis mentioned. 250 guys were struggling, and the top of the 450 class is still having struggles with them as well.
Shout out to my guy Devin David up there in the 2 spot right now, just crushing.
Is that what they called him?
Yeah. But he's up in second place right now. Castellaneta, Turley, Shirley, Brion, and then Eaglen. What?
I thought you said it wrong, but I realized there is a Turley and a Shirley.
They're battling it
out.
Turley
and Shirley, it's Turtles.
Oh, Superman C-Crab to death. There we go. Turley going
it's
up.
Turtles
and over
all the way
bars,
down.
Man. Speaking of the galaxy, he's seeing stars right now, plowing into that berm. Going to pick it up right now in the 9 spot. Actually just got going before Ash Deering and still somehow tripled in out of that corner. We're in some sort of weird rhythm lane right now for Turley. He's going to fall back to 10th. But, yeah, tough break for the 125, but he's actually the number 55 machine right there. Spencer Turley over the bars. What's up, my dude? He's saying that to the berm right now.
Wait, his number's not 125 the whole 55. Year he earned? Oh, my gosh. Spencer Turley's fake news. Yeah. He's got like 8-year-old skins. Spencer Turley, though, putting on the show for us. Honestly, Kellen, he's done it all year, and he's doing it in 10th right now, chasing down. Has some trouble behind him, though. Jeremy Smith trying to make a move here. Just one small mistake for any of these riders in front of him, and they're going to make a pass. Smith looking up the inside, unable to make it happen. We see a lot of people get drives there, but kind of get cut off with just the angle that corner's at. No one wants to Deegan some Davies out there, so who knows. Spencer Turley almost crying on the back of the berm, but he's still holding on to this position.
Just ripping the berm too.
That was mean. I like Davies.
Slide out on corner exit, and then he and JS4 both actually come up short. We got someone going backwards on the track. Braden Castellaneta forgot which way he built this racetrack, so he spun it around and ended up going the wrong way right there. Jeremy Smith now in the 10 spot as Turley moves up into 9th. Got a rider down at the end of the whoops trying to see who's going backwards. That might be Seth Shirley up there, I think, who went down. Yeah, he's going backwards. We got guys blitzing from off track back on. We got 3 wide into the sand right now. Castellaneta's trying to get up there. Looks like he's going to make a pass into the transfer spot. Heilman falls back to 10th. Brion now 11th as JS4 moves up into 8th. But Castellaneta's sitting on the bubble. Man, these guys are all over the place.
Castellaneta is like an enigma to me. There was one year where he just got a good start every time, and we thought it was Jacob Hubbard or whatever, and you're like, oh no, it's Braden again. And I feel like he gave away the 4th place role to Frank Jackson. But look at this, making a nice pass. Jeremy Smith misses that rhythm. It's the 2nd and 3rd jump in that rhythm that those guys are struggling with. The second triple looks small, so people are going long on it or kind of getting their missed timing, and then it makes them absolutely case the hell out of the 3rd jump there. So big mistake by Smith as he drops back just a little bit, though. He's now on the bubble spot, and he's got Xander Brion breathing right up his neck with a good run. Ooh, right down.
Who is that? That was a lapper. Well, Heilman's off the track, but we got guys all over the place right now. So it is still Jeremy Smith in the final transfer spot. Carter and Davis are gone at the front of the field, if you can believe it. Devin Davis 2.2 seconds back of Braden Carter. Just hanging tough right there. Eaglen 9 seconds back. Shirley 12 seconds back. Then all of this action, pretty much Frank Jackson back to, Ethan Parks maybe in 14th are pretty much still nose to tail as Castellaneta's trying to work on a pass on Spencer Turley to move up into 8th. Little dualies over the triple right there. And you can see, man, it's close. Like, these guys are still going at it. Even though they are in transfer spots right now because they're worried about what is coming from behind them in the form of Xander Brion and other riders as well. Jeremy Smith is trying to make a pass on Castellaneta. He does not want to be in 9th position anymore.
Yeah, I mean, with the leader taking the white flag, though, you're trying to ride at your pace, and I feel like that's what Jeremy Smith is doing. Maybe it looks like he's trying to make a pass, but it feels like he has that pace. Almost makes a mistake there, gets super close to passing Castaneda, then a small mistake exiting the sand. Now look at this, 4 riders in the air at one time. This is 7 through 10, so one of these riders not making it in. Brion trying to change it. Kellen, I feel like it's all going to come down to this rhythm section right here.
Let's see who gets it cleanly or gets it at least the best through here. Pretty clean triple in for everyone so far. Triple
Everyone
again, slight cases, and they all get it and remain status quo in this freight train. Triley's almost quadsies over the triple right there as we're still nose to tail. Leaders up front about to take the checkered flag. It's Braden Carter. He takes the dub. Smith trying to get to the
Deering
inside of Castellaneta, and it looks like Deering went down. So all these guys are in, but that puts Turley down into the Davalos bales, and he's going to get passed by John Heilman into the whoop. So Heilman goes into the final transfer spot, at least for the time being. We still got 2 corners to go. Those guys up in front of him still battling it out, but if Heilman stays on 2 wheels, he is going to be good to go, and they all stay up. John Heilman makes the main event. Spencer Turley, for really no reason, ends up in the Davalos bales and is going to the LCQ.
That's so sad. It might not have been Deering. I just saw he was the next guy out, checking timing once that happened. Oh, what a bummer. Oh my gosh. Those long rhythms, man. Everything. Holy cow. Spencer Turley. Poor Spencer Turley. Honestly, what an insane ride, though. Devin Davis, he was 2.5 seconds back with 1 lap to go. Made a big mistake. Finishes almost 10 seconds back. But look at those lap times. 51.9 as the fastest lap of the race by your leader and championship competitor, Braden Carter. But Devin Davis with a 54.2. That standard deviation on that consistency has got to be insane. If he's just dropping 54.2s consistent right there. Man, what a crazy ending right now. This 450 class is already heating up. We got one more heat, and then the LCQs are going to give us a treat. Man, tonight is shaping up good.
Good ride for D. Davis. I mean, honestly, he's
about unreal.
To buy all the way back in. We might get another 15 years of D. Davis. Like, he saw a shadow in this one, and we're about to get a full another roundabout. D. Davis in this series. Holding
That's crazy. I was like, yeah, he can go, but the shadow threw me off, man. That was awesome. Yeah. Devin Davis, honestly, shout out. I know you watch the streams. You're very active in the community and stuff. That honestly, insane ride, dude. Like,
I did only because you and I both raced him 13 years ago, and he's out here crushing it. And
seeing your shadow extending his winner or whatever is just awesome, though. Honestly, after a ride like that, though, why would you not? I know Devin Davis, he's kind of hit me up a little bit. You know, I'm having hard time. I don't know if I should race, but when you go and do that, that's this potential that he tells me he has, right? And you believe deep down that you have, and then you finally do it, and you're like, yeah, why am I not doing that all the time? You know. I mean, every time I hit a good golf shot, you know, I'm like, a part of Tiger Woods lives within me. Like it's there. I just need to harness it. I mean, I missed a hole in one by like 6 inches today, and I'm trying to
press X for doubt.
Stroke my ego.
Oh, I mean, Johnson is here.
I also was so bad through 5 holes. We changed to a 2-man scramble because I was having such a bad time.
Mason Johnson is here. We got some other homies showing up and showing out. Seth Carr did not get the car crash. He's all good. Brandon Larson, Adam Holm, Nick Niles, Alexis Sinclair, Tanner Rogers, Austin Harlow, Enzo Boutigny, Ethan Durst, Bryce Whelan, Sam Weigman, Austin Schaefer, Cooper Hunt. They're all here tonight and ready to go the distance for the final heat race of 2025. That's right, people. 450 Heat 2 is on the gate and ready to fire off into turn number 1 here in Salt Lake City. For the final time, heat race action will commence in MotoOption Supercross this season. Let's see who makes the top 9 right here, right now. Pretty good launch for Leclerc and Seth Carr. Looks like Tanner Rogers down into turn 1 on the Triumph, and it's going to be Carr who noses in out of the inside to take the whole shot and early lead. Leclerc was second, gets passed by Payson Johnson, who moves up into the 2 spot. Whelan now in third, and Johnson in a good position here as he tries to go for the quad, getting around Seth Carr on lap 1. Payson Johnson to the race lead and blocks the 6 of Seth Carr, whips in his face a la Justin Barshin on Ken Roxon at Houston 2024 or 2014, I should say. But Carr fights back, takes the race lead, and we're off to the races here. Now Carr goes down and Johnson to the front.
I'm really mad because I feel like I've referenced that pass being Barsha on Muscan, and you just dropped your knowledge all over my face. So I'm just gonna have to deal with that. Payson Johnson though is dropping it on the rest of the field right now. Honestly, he's running the number one, Kellen?
Yep.
Like, is he the only one that could do that? And you're like, I mean, you can kind of see it. Like, you can do it. I mean, obviously, Braden Carter did beat him multiple times, right? Payson never had the consistency, the way to not get mad and do stupid things. But Payson Johnson, I feel like you can't argue he is the fastest person in this video game when he wants to be. Like,
when he wants to be.
Any Supercross track, any outdoor track, if you had a 2-hour hot lap battle, I feel like he wins 99 out of 100 times as Leclerc goes down.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I mean, when he wants to, like you said, he goes really, really fast. We'll stick on board with him here for a lap. We got Nasty SES on Twitch wanting us to do a first-person lap to just see what it's like from Payson's perspective here. But, yeah, maybe just getting ready to come back for outdoors. I don't know. He said he was going to retire, but he's back here at the SLC finale. No idea whether or not we'll see him outdoors or not, but yeah, just trying to show up and show out a little bit, show the speed that he still has in this game because it is elite. Kind of reminds me of Hunter Root. Like, Root was so good when he really wanted to and he really laid it all out there, but then there was also times where it's just like, man, it's just so many mistakes and what's going on. It kind of feels like that.
Yeah, Payson, hump your bars if you're listening. I feel like he's got it now. They're like, he's on board with you, and then he just humped the bars for us in that rhythm section.
Look at this line right there.
So that's what. So Braden Carter, I asked him about that quad 6, and he said no, we're going to be going over triple quad. I don't know. Whatever it is, there's a lot of quads in there. So Payson, yeah, was on that line, but it does look crazy, Kellen, from the first person point of view. I'm a big first person hater, but it is so impressive when we do these onboard laps for you guys. Maybe he knows.
I'm gonna stick with Payson for just a minute.
This is hot, dude. I mean, there's nothing going on. There's no championship.
I want to see what it is he's doing in that rhythm section. So here's the 4-2.
Double to the inside is huge. We talked about that before.
But I want to see what he's doing here. What on earth is he doing right here?
Someone tell Payson to do a quad right here. I want to see it.
Over 3.
3-3-4-4.
4-4. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Oh, but he cased it and goes down.
And that's why he's not a champion.
That line is insane, though. Butigny's doing it too, or at least trying to. Some of these guys going over.
Braden mentioned it like that's his race line.
Yeah.
And we didn't really watch Braden that much because he got such a good start, and we had Eaglin to watch out for. But Schaefer absolutely crushing it.
A little bit. Yeah, a little case right there. Siebel, Weigman, and Leclerc in 8th. Blakely right now is on the bubble spot in 9th right now. The 21. Oh, and that was Seth Carr getting into his back tire and laying it down. Loses a couple spots. You got Race Coble going by, Cooper Hunt going by. Blakely's still in the bubble position, at least for now, and actually going to get a freebie because down with Sam Weigman, the iSpec program lays it on the deck. He's going to pick it up and lose even more spots. Went down again, so all those guys went by. Meanwhile, that should move Race Coble up into a transfer spot. He's still right behind Chase Blakely. A lot of guys kind of tallied up right behind him right now in a bit of a freight train, but Coble, at least for now, is in the spot. That's Leclerc that just laid it down on the 7. He is going to go all the way back to 12th position. That moves Seth Carr into a bubble spot, and look at how close everybody still is in this position here.
Yeah, look at this. So close. The biggest boner I've ever seen. Such a tight gap there. Small mistake going on just that little step up. Seth Carr is going to get by 2 right there. Pretty easy. And then another rider down. Couldn't tell if that was from the rhythm or the whoop section. Race Cobble, though, getting some gifts here. Noah Bindis got that business from Leclerc as he makes a pass up the inside after that rhythm. Must have nailed that quad. Checks up to go to the inside to protect that after making such a nice pass there. Probably wants to just make sure he's safe. Ooh, but Bindis going right up the inside. Man, I feel like he could have left it on a little bit longer as Leclerc still holds on to it. What a battle here for the transfer spot. Leclerc holds 9th. And Bindis, man, he's had some great rides, kind of coming down the stretch of the season, trying to make something happen. But it's hard when you're racing someone like Leclerc. Not only do you have that little bit of Euro lag, but, man, he's just got so much speed. Yeah,
this is a good fight, honestly. Bindis actually making Leclerc really work for it. And Leclerc has actually closed the gap back down to Race Coble, just ahead of him there on the 26. Austin Schaefer just up the road of that. Also getting caught up just a little bit as these guys go through basically the main rhythm line right there. On, off, 3-4-3 seems to be the way to go for most everybody, except for a handful of guys in clean air that are doing over 3-4-4, which is absolutely insane if they're able to do that consistently in the main event. Honestly, what I'm wondering, Andrew, is if that is a line those guys are trying to do, and it is a difference maker in the main event, how often do our championship guys go for it? Because clearly it looks like it's biting some guys too.
That's a very good question. I feel like it all comes down to, as Leclerc tries to make a pass up the inside, side by side here, almost gets into it, cases it, and he's going to lose some time.
Oh,
he is down, so that actually drops him out of the transfer slot, so Noah Bendis gets it. Leclerc is going to be fighting from the back with not much time to go, or go to the LCQ. Continuing what I was saying is, I feel like it all depends on what happens in maybe the next 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes until these guys hit the track again. If you can get there and nail that rhythm down, you're going to do it if it's a half-second difference, and it's worth it. These guys are just going to have to figure out, is it worth the risk, I guess, as Payson Johnson is leading by 7 seconds, goes down, though, so he's going to lose the spot. That's going to allow...
Yeah, that's Boutigny right there, landing on him
Boutigny to break his neck.
And then Bryce Whelan shoots into the race lead instead, so Boutigny was about to go into the race lead. Whelan takes it over. Johnson's still right there, and Johnson's going to go for that alternate line. So here's a good difference to see how this works out. Whelan does the normal route. Johnson not able to get all the way over the quad, so actually backs out. But honestly, I feel like Whelan even gained time regardless of which, just by getting the on-off so clean. Gets away a little bit, triples into the sand. Johnson's still going for it, trying to get there as the checker flag is about to wave. But Bryce Whelan's going to bring this thing down and win the final heat race of the year. 450 Heat 2 goes to Bryce Whelan. Payson Johnson second, Seabold third. T-Lang ends up fourth in this one. Boutigny fifth, Coble sixth, Bindis seventh, Schaefer eighth, and Leclerc's going at it with Seth Carr for ninth. Carr gets him in the whoops, and Carr quad doubles into the sand to get the pass solidified. Leclerc trying to rip the sand, using that outdoor prowess to his liking. Goes in deep into the final corner, but Seth Carr holds on for the transfer spot, at least for the time being. We'll have to see if penalties are applied right there, but what a finish for these guys.
Yeah. Ooh.
I think they did get penalized, but we'll have to see if it comes in the server as well.
Well, yeah, because the timing normally looks good, so don't want to say it now, but someone named Schaefer might have had a bad time. 0.6 of a second from 8th to 10th right there. It's crazy. Carr actually, I think I saw him on timing just behind, so Carr made that pass going into the corner, was able to extend it. And Kellen, that quad double, that's big. I think big. It makes it a lot better with timing, and there it is. Austin Schaefer, too many cuts, 1.2 seconds, going to put him 0.6 out when he was safe by 0.6 seconds for those two positions. Yeah, I think that's something you might see for Braden Carter, but I don't know maybe if it's worth the risk, as we have the sweet #1 Villapoto gear from like 2011. Yeah, I was like, I love the fact that this is just in your game though. You just still have it. You've never deleted it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get another Cerveza. Shout out to Cognizant. That's right. Kellen's getting hammered.
That's right.
Shout out Cognizant's mom in chat. I love you.
Parents are watching as mom loves A-Wood. Moms love A-Wood. I mean, why
slide
not?
in my DM at A-Wood729.
All right.
What's up, Mom?
Down. Here we go. Time for the LCQs coming up in just a minute, but we're going to send you guys to a quick commercial break. We'll be back on the other side of this with more MotoOption Supercross. Is coming this fall, and if you haven't been paying attention, you're missing out. A whole new game designed from the ground up by a super team of MX Bikes modders. Motocross the game will feature realistic physics, and it will be available on consoles as well as PC. What you're watching here is some alpha gameplay from the team as they continue to make steps towards a complete game at launch. Don't wait any longer and be the first in line by pre-ordering the game now through the link in the description below, and be sure to use the code SYSMTG, that's SYSMTG, all one word, when you check out to get 2% off your pre-order. We can't wait to shred this exciting new game with you all very soon. Welcome back into the finale of the 2025 MotoOption Supercross Championship. Live here on Start Your Systems TV. Andrew Wood, Kellen Brower in the studio. Cracking cold ones for the boys, people. That's right. It is a good time to be racing some simulation motocross right now, as they would just couldn't quite get the Coors open right next to the mic. Just gave it his best effort.
I read chat and Josh Doherty in chat said, "My mom just barked?" Question mark. I gotta pee so bad, but I'm gonna wait till after this 250cc main event.
Jer Binks also cracking some cold ones tonight, and if you don't know who that is, you might find out at the end of the stream.
Ooh, Chase
who that is.
Donovan asking, what was the final amount? Did we get any more after stream or no?
Final total, no, I don't think we did.
So
Final total was
$3,400?
$3,415 to Jerry Robin. I have to wait for YouTube to clear the money that came in via YouTube, but I already did send him $2,600 or so. And he was very appreciative. He said, thank you very much to all of you kind people that ended up sending it in. So, again, thank you guys as well for supporting. And, hey, we got our final 2 last chance qualifiers of the year coming up right now as well. And this one's a showdown LCQ. That's right. East and West meet for the first time in a few weeks right here, right now. It is time for the last chance qualifier in the 250 class at Salt Lake City. 4 go through. Let's find out who they are. We're off and running. Oh, man, good start for the 52. That's Ryan Cheesecake Chowsey, but he's going to get the door shut on him. A lot of guys pushing wide and going down. It's Caden Speck with the 2 EV Pork Rockets, no decorations. Whole shot. Gets out front, gets pushed into the Davalos bales. It's McIntosh that takes the lead. Everybody's down in turn number 2.
Yeah, I just forgot about LCQs, by the way. Rogan McIntosh absolutely making a mess of the rhythm section, but still somehow 10 bike lengths in front of the next fastest guy. Not a good start for the rest of the field right now. Rogan McIntosh needs to just lock in for about a lap, and I feel like he's got this thing. But Dylan Delaire makes a pass into second right there. Wyatt Grant in fourth. Emmett Sun just drops back to third. But, man, this is going to be a crazy battle. I feel like this is a watch the transfer spot.
This is going to be awesome. McIntosh leads, like you said, from Delaire, Sun, and Elliott Person going into the final transfer spot. But he gets passed back by Caden Speck. And then Speck, Person gets shoved off the track, gets hit from behind by Christopher McPherson. And Supercross Big getting a little bit rowdy right there. Ryan Chowsey now moves up into the 5th position. It's still Speck, his teammate just ahead of him. I'm not sure what the
that's
EV
crazy.
Pork Missile No Gifts thing means, but that's where they're at right now. EVP program just holding steady. I'm sure that the vlog from EvMove this week is going to be an all-timer as well. We got pink wheels. We got names that no one knows what they're talking about in their gamer tags. And we got guys throwing down in the last chance qualifier. It doesn't get much better than this for EVP.
I mean, I know we get pretty loose sometimes, but just dropping pork rockets on stream is kind of crazy. Or pork missile. I don't understand no gifts, no decorations. Something Christmas theme right now is Caden Speck not getting a gift as he could have made that pass. Now he does get it. 1 spot past Emmett Sun right now. These guys battling inside the transfer spot. Emmett Sun actually just now drops out into 5th, so trying to work his way back up. This is a close little battle between Cheesecake Chowsey, Caden Speck, and Emmett Sun, and we got Elliott Pearson right behind him too, trying to become a part of this battle.
Yeah, Elliott Person trying to get up there. Mathis Merle also on the 363, hanging tough back in the 7th position, trying to get up there, but it's still Ryan Cheesecake Chowsey in the 4th and final transfer spot, following his teammate Caden Speck all the way through. McIntosh, Delaire, Speck, and Chowsey, your 1, 2, 3, 4. And another mistake right there for Speck. He's honestly kind of making life difficult for Chowsey because every little mistake he makes is allowing Sun back into the picture. And now Sun is going to jump by, as does Chowsey, getting by Speck. They both go for the quad and come up short. Then Speck fights back, gets through on Chowsey. Sun crosses up, gets sideways into the whoops. He's bouncing through. That's going to allow Chowsey back by. He's getting sideways. Emmett Sun alongside Elliott Person. They go 2-3 in this one. Person trying to go to the outside of the sand, doesn't get there. And we're back to status quo again.
Yeah, tried to make a move out the inside, man. This is one of the races of all time, Kellen. I feel like this track's crazy. Shout out Devin Davis for just knowing we needed to know about how weird the rhythm sections are, because yeah, they're long rhythms. I feel like that's going to be a decider on a seemingly basic track everywhere else. These guys, it's a mess. Anytime they go into a rhythm section, you can be 4 spots back and be leading the pack at the end of it with the way that these guys are unable to kind of nail them consistently. So yeah, great ride here by Emmett Sun holding on to that, but man, Elliott Person, if he can remount a charge, one good run in the rhythm section, he's going to be right back on him, and that's exactly what he did as he quads up to the outside right here, trying to make a run through the whoops. Oh, they're both pretty even there. Emmett Sun Elliott Person.
Oh, they both go for the triple, and then Person stacks up behind him. and Sund is able to survive again. Meanwhile, here comes Caden Speck after he made a mistake and fell out of a transfer spot. He's now knocking back on the door again. Can't forget Cody Branson still hanging tough back there as well. All these guys want to get up there and battle Emmett Sund. It's still McIntosh, Dallaire, Chelsea, and Sund in the transfer spots, but Emmett Sund, every time he gets a little bit of wiggle room, starts making mistakes and allow these guys back into the picture.
It's crazy though too. There's so much time to be gained and lost in these rhythm sections. Normally we talk about, okay, 7 to 10 seconds. You're starting to get that. Do I have a gap, for a fall off crash? I think, Kellen, here we're gonna start needing to look at anything under 3 seconds is just maybe one rhythm section away. I would really like to kind of, look at timing maybe afterwards and see when these guys make mistakes, how much are they actually losing, in a singular rhythm section as they're going down making mistakes. Emmett Sund kind of finally locked in a little bit. He has a nice little gap here in 4th place, but like we were saying, it's not really settled until the checkered flag flies. I don't think any of these guys are comfortable in their position.
Oh, I'm definitely not comfortable for Emmett Sund, and I'm not even in his position right now. He is going to have Caden Speck breathing down his neck here in a minute because Speck just ran the fastest lap of the race right now on lap number 5, and he's closed that gap down. And we had a rider down. That was Chelsea down on the inside of the Supercross trip. I don't know how he crashed right there, but that just gave a huge sigh of relief to Emmett Sund because it shot Caden Speck into a transfer spot and instead forced the teammate there of Speck back out. Chelsea back down the order, and Speck getting a little sideways in the whoops. Doesn't matter though. White flag now out for these guys coming by this time, and unless something drastically changes, Elliott Person is down, Cody Branson is down, Chelsea getting to go by back into 5th spot. These guys should be safe here in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, shout out Cody Branson for just being the only person all year that I've been able to see on track and know exactly who you are right away. My little pea brain has to process sometimes. Better with live timing, though. I've tried to lock in the last couple rounds and be better with that for all of you. As Speck is off the track, gets into the bales. So many times you see people be able to triple from off the track. That little gap where you can still hit the line just gets too much into the bales there. Loses so much timing. Now gets landed on, rides it out as Caden Kepke is dead. Branson and Person are now chasing as Speck slows down on the triple. Oh my God. Yeah, they are dropped. Speck dead again?
Yeah, well, big crash pushed him back out of a transfer spot there, and McIntosh is going to hold on for the win. Dallaire ends up in 2nd. Emmett Sund looks like he should be good for 3rd, and Chelsea, despite crashing with 2 laps to go right before the Supercross triple, very awkward fall, is going to slide back into the 4th spot and make the showdown here in Salt Lake City. So no fireworks at the end. Cody Branson, Zhao Victor, Caden Kepke. We got Antonio Velati, Christopher McPherson, Mattis Merle, Ryan Pinkerton, Elliott Person, Caden Speck, Jared Gummison, Jeremy Schiavo, Jackson Lindsay, Dalton Cottle, Ben Kafa, Jack Mark, Wyatt Grant, all heading home early. Their seasons are over.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed. That was building the whole race, and the climax happened just a little bit too early, Kellen. And it just reminded me of myself. And it's... I'm kind of sad that we didn't get it going all the way down to the end, but hey, what a good 250 LCQ here to finish at the showdown. I have no idea what coast any of those riders were on, so shout out whoever the best coast is, but this 450 LCQ is about to be a barn burner.
It is. It's going to be a fun one. Final last chance qualifier of the year. Schaefer, Hall, Parks, Niles, Parlow, Weigman, O'Brien, Pichon, Hubbard, Deering, Gerst, Larson, Rogers, Vanderkoy, Turley, Hunt, Spicer, Burns, and Rockefeller, Holm, Blakely, and Leitzel. There's a lot of talented dudes in this one, and unfortunately for them, only 4 of these riders will make it into the final race of the season. Can't believe it. We're at the final LCQ. I mean, I know we're at the final race, so of course it's inevitable. But one more LCQ this year, it's kind of sad.
I think there's a tear. I'm kind of about to shed a tear. The good thing is the 250 class is just a shit show. We know that every week, even when you get the best of the best together. 451s always seem to provide, so I'm excited. Hopefully these ones last a little bit longer. Normally the second one does. So, okay, I'm done. I'm so excited for this 450 LCQ, honestly. And I'm trying to, sometimes I try to be a man of the people for the chat. I'm disappointed in YouTube. I got the Twitch guys going though, so that's good. All you guys though that watch later on TikTok, Facebook, everyone, thank you guys for being here. And dude, we're one race away from deciding 2 championships.
I know
I'm stoked.
It's getting nervous time. I mean, those guys right now are probably just sitting in the server, just absolutely just fit to be tied right now. They have got to be losing themselves. I swear that this is coming all down to this here in just about 10 minutes time. We got the showdown and then another half hour till the final 450 race of the year. It is almost there, people. But we got to do LCQ action first. And hey, there's no better time to celebrate the action than with last chance qualifier to wrap this thing up for the season. It is going to get good. Who is going to get the whole shot? Who is going to make it into the final 450 main event of the season? Jacob Hubbard ends up in this one as well. We know he knows how to get some good starts. We'll see if he can do it here again to get into the main event. Final last chance qualifier of the year in the 450 class here in Salt Lake City. Let's go.
Yeah, Hubbard and Schaefer are my picks right now.
Hubbard up the inside, got a good drive out of the inside and hole shots this race. Brings Adam Holm with him. Tanner Rogers going to shoot by in a second. Holm gets pushed wide as Brandon Larson shoots up into the 3 spot, then crashes in front of the field and takes a few guys with him. So Holm shoots back to 3rd. Sonny Spicer now 4th. Holm goes down. That's now 3rd for Spicer. Hall moves up to 4th, but they're all chasing Hubbard on lap 1.
What's amazing is, one, Jacob Hubbard looks like cheating when starting in LCQ. It just doesn't look fair. Tanner Rogers quad up the inside. Oh my goodness. So much speed in the corner. Small mistake, and Hubbard just lost like 2 seconds right there. So I guess that answers that question. But as he goes off, it goes wide a little bit there. Belar's bummer crash, takes out one other rider. He had a good start as well. He's been starting good all season. Jacob Hubbard, though, now has company right now. It's 2 through 5 right there in a very, very tight pack.
Yeah, that is actually Sonny Spicer right there in 3rd. Caleb Hall 4th, and then Cooper Hunt pushing up from behind in the 5 spot. Already putting some heat on Caleb Hall, who goes down and brings Cooper Hunt with him. That is going to allow Blake O'Brien, lobster time, #4JRob, up into the final transfer spot. Belar's from that crash already back into 5th. Ethan Parks has now found his way into 6th. He's got Logan Leitzel right behind him there in 7th. And the chaos has already ensued a little bit. Are we going to have another chaotic moment here with Blake O'Brien getting sideways in the rhythm section, corrals it back together, but that's going to allow Larson to get right up there and knock on the door.
I'm predicting right now, Kellen, that this 450 main event and this title hunt is going to be an absolute shit show, because the fact that we still have some of the best guys in the class, I know they're in the LCQ, struggling so much with these rhythm sections, it shows me I don't think you can be Braden Carter and Colby Eaglin and be perfect through them for 20 minutes plus a lap. So I'm just already getting super excited about it. But man, Brandon Larson though, man, great ride right here after getting up early and having that. He smells blood in the water with Blake O'Brien there making a small mistake. Let's see, triple to the inside. I thought there was going to be 1 point, just because I've seen it happen so much, where there was a small mistake by O'Brien or him and he was going to be able to gain. They stayed probably perfectly even for the first time we've seen all night, but there's a mistake right there as he drops back and Blake O'Brien able to pull away.
Yeah, it looks like Larson just got the rhythm lane wrong on entry right there. Had to do the alternate rhythm line, which ends up you hitting the quad to the big single jump lander. Not too much time lost, but definitely enough to get some wiggle room there for O'Brien, who's actually caught back up to Tanner Rogers. Meanwhile, Sonny Spicer, the SwapMotoLive.com number 108 program, really holding his own right now up into 2nd place. Good to see Spicer have a good run to try to close out the season, see if he can make this main event with 2 minutes and a lap left to go. Rogers putting the heat on him as Hubbard's up 4.5 seconds on this group. Little case right there for Spicer. Rogers still right there in tow behind him. We got dualies over the triple. Spicer cases and goes down. Rogers goes through. O'Brien goes through. And there is Belars bringing Parks and Sam Weigman with him. Look at Parks trying to do the main rhythm line to get this pass done. Is he going to get there? Or Larson. Whoa, we got more riders down. We got 3 riders down at the end of the rhythm
Rogers
section.
down.
That was Rogers down. Who else was down right there? Anthony Pachon is just a lapper that's getting up. So it brought a couple guys with him. That's going to change the entire complexion up as Weigman goes down. Parks just went down. Leitzel suddenly is in 3rd place. O'Brien gets up in 4th. Look at this freight train of guys. And now Rogers goes down on the rear tire of Spicer again. Weigman here in 5th trying to chase down O'Brien, who suddenly finds himself back in a transfer spot.
Yeah, the fact that Tanner Rogers is not Chogman just really blows my mind. I feel like it flows so well. Bummer if that lapper got into it and started that, but Blake O'Brien absolutely pushing right here, holding on to it, trying to make some moves. Is that a lap rider right there?
That's Logan Leitzel to the outside.
That's Logan Leitzel on the 3, so he's dropped back to 4th. Blake O'Brien has a little bit of room now as Logan tries to hold on, but there's people breathing down. Look at that. Pass back. No, Leitzel off into the bales was going to easily get by. Now he loses it just a little bit, and how he has company on the rear end from Weigman as he pushes through the whoop section. Wow, all over the place these guys are.
Yeah, Weigman I thought had a run there to make that pass, and then Leitzel was getting so squirrely that Weigman just
they both went in separate bales.
Yeah, but there we go. It's still O'Brien, Leitzel, and Weigman right there. 3, 4, 5. Hubbard up 4 seconds, and then Belar's just off screen. Weigman puts a block pass on Leitzel after the finish line jump. Leitzel trying to come back on the track. Yard sales, lands nose heavy, and goes face first into the deck of that takeoff on the 4. That allows Parks through into the 5 spot. Can Weigman hold on to the 3rd or the 4th position from here with only 2 laps to go?
Yeah, just a super bad mistimed seat bounce right there by Leitzel is sometimes you're just a little bit too late on the way you're flicking your stick, and it kind of can send you over the bars. It's weird because I feel like in real life, the equivalent Weigman
going down at the end
hard.
of the loops. And that's going to allow Parks through into the final transfer spot. Sorry to cut you off,
no,
Andrew,
you're
fine. But Weigman just getting all kinds out of shape, coming to the white flag, and now Parks has some breathing room. Is this going to be the first main event of the year for Ethan Parks? Anthony Pachon trying to close the gap down. Meanwhile, Hubbard has just taken off and ran with this thing at the front, done everything he needs to do. But yeah, this is chaos trying to commence here on this final lap.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's almost like if you ride in real life, I feel like the equivalent would be when you're trying to push through on a jump face and keeping your front end down. Maybe you get tired, you get arm pump, and I, at least as a squid, would start going nose high, not pushing through as much. I feel like it's the opposite. You miss that timing. That's how you drop that front end. You see it so consistently. Bummer for him. Hubbard is dodging lappers as he is trying to take this thing home ahead of O'Brien, Parks, and Belars.
Jacob Hubbard going to bring us down to win the final last chance qualifier of the year. Even wheelies over the line. Does a sick little varial flip right there. O'Brien ends up 2nd. Parks is down in the sand. He's going to get up still in 3rd, just ahead of Belars. He's got company. Chase Blakely trying to close it down on his old buddy here into the final corner. Gives it one last run. And it's going to be Belars in and out of the tough blocks by 0.4 of a second. That does make the main event. We'll have to see if that comes down to cuts or not, because Blakely got it really close. Ran his best lap of the race at the end. Turley ends up 6th. Niles getting shoved wide for 7th right there. Gets passed by Ash Deering. Anthony Pachon 8th. Caleb Hall 9th. Rogers ends up in Caleb Hall 10th. Rogers 11th. Spicer 12th. Weigman out of this one. Rockefeller, Leitzel, Vanderkoy, Holm, Hunt, Burns, Schaefer, Partolo, Gerst, all heading home a little bit early. And awesome stuff as well in this LCQ. Good racing all around, and Hubbard takes the win.
Yes, sir, Hubbard. I mean, great start and just kind of locked in there and made his way through the main event where he feels like he should be. He probably feels like this is an extra race he didn't want to do. A couple guys missing out, though. Last LCQ of the year in Supercross. These guys are going to go and probably start riding some outdoors. But, yeah, moving on to the end. I need to go potty. I'll come back.
Okay.
I've been talking on my Siri, I guess, I activated for probably 10 minutes.
Nice. Well, the last chance qualifiers are done, and it is time, ladies and gentlefish, boys and girls, to crown us a champion in 250 East. 250 East-West Showdown coming up on the other side of this break. Is coming this fall, and if you haven't been paying attention, you're missing out. A whole new game designed from the ground up by a super team of MX Bikes modders. Motocross the game will feature realistic physics, and it will be available on consoles as well as PC. What you're watching here is some alpha gameplay from the team as they continue to make steps towards a complete game at launch. Don't wait any longer and be the first in line by pre-ordering the game now through the link in the description below, and be sure to use the code SYSMTG, that's SYSMTG, all one word, when you check out to get 2% off your pre-order. We can't wait to shred this exciting new game with you all very soon. And welcome back into round number 17 of MotoOption Supercross. If you're just joining us, it is time for the 250 East-West Showdown, coming at you live here on Start Your Systems TV. Kellen Brower in the booth alongside Andrew Wood, who will be back with us in just a moment. And if you also have just joined us, here is the championship picture. Cade Matherly coming into this final round up 13 points on Johnny Pedani in 250 East. It is an East-West showdown, and all the points pay the same all the way throughout the field. It's a P9 or better finish in this race, and Cade Matherly is your 2025 250 East champion. But if Pedani wins and Matherly is 10th or worse, it's Pedani's title in 2025. So that's what we're watching here in this main event. Of course, Braden Tharp has already wrapped up the 250 West Championship. We saw him running the number 1 plate in the West Heat race earlier this evening, and we'll see him again here in this main event. But it is really down to Matherly versus Pedani. Who ends up on top? Very curious to hear what you guys in chat also have to say about this as well. Who is your boy? Who you picking? Who do you want to win this showdown as well on top of the championship fight between Matherly and Pedani? Going to be a fun one. 15 minutes plus a lap for the 10th and final round of 250 East and West combined, coming at you here in just a moment. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us live on TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, all across the board, covering all our bases, making sure we get all the audiences involved in watching MotoOption Supercross, and we certainly appreciate the continued support. Haywood, who you got?
I'm back. You know what? Honestly, I think Johnny Pedani does it. I think he goes out. He's been so hot recently, and the other guys, already kind of either feel in control of the title or already wrap theirs up. And I think he goes out there. He knows he needs to win. I think he can get it done with what he showed us the last couple weeks. All
right, so Pedani for the win. Obviously, he needs it, whereas Matherly can do a little bit of managing and try to control this thing all the way to the very end. Pedani is down on the far inside of this one. Tharp about middle of the gate, and Matherly outside of the box. Here we go. Let's crown an East champion for 2025. It's the East-West Showdown in Salt Lake City. Bad start for Pedani. He's going to get shuffled way back going into turn 1. A couple guys going down. Trying to see if I see those red plates of Matherly come through. Hayden Stevenson rips the final hole shot of the 250 season, and up the inside his teammate, I believe it is Rogan McIntosh, who moves into the race lead. Tharp, though, jumps out front on the 1W, and the West champion is into the race lead. Oh my goodness, now where is everyone else?
Yeah, that yellow plate of Tharp, easy to spot, especially when he's up front. But Kellen, you got to go searching through the field and figure out where we got the rest of these guys. We're looking for Pedani. As he goes down, he was up front where he needs to be if there's a bad start from Cade Matherly. And goes down all by himself right there. Cade, though, 18th.
Oh, and Pedani down again. He just got landed on by Maverick Snyder going through that rhythm lane. So I'm trying to see, guys going every which direction right here. And there is Matherly. So Cade Matherly right now is running in 15th position. But thanks to Pedani's huge mistake on this opening lap, he's not in too bad of a position because Pedani's got all the work to do as Hayden Stevenson takes over the race lead. Johnny Pedani is in dead last place and trying to get the ball rolling back there. We'll see how he's able to do it because he's got a world of work to do ahead of him. This is what it's like to be dead last on the opening lap, and if you're Pedani, this is now 13 and a half minutes of pain, just hoping, praying something happens in your favor.
I'm like almost speechless because I was going to say so many things about how good it is to get a start against your competitor when he has a bad start, and one small mistake is a fall off, and he still was probably going to get up maybe 12th or 13th, and then getting hit again, having another mistake. I feel like this might be it, Kellen. If he Yeah, I would
Jason,
say
triple, I think we're looking at the end, aren't we?
I think it's over. I mean, I don't want to call it. I don't want to call anyone, call their season dead, but I think it's over. I don't think there's any way that Cade loses this thing.
Well, if there's any silver lining for Padani, it's that Matherly is not really that far up the field yet. I mean, he's pretty far ahead of where Padani is on the racetrack, but Matherly's still just in the 13th position, and he needs 9th or better to guarantee himself the championship. Going to move to 12th right there. But again, if Johnny Padani can get around and make some good passes and Matherly continues to struggle, you just never know what could happen. So we'll keep an eye on this battle. Meanwhile, up front, don't want to remiss on what's going on at the front of the field. It is Hayden Stevenson leading this race. Cash Woods in second place on the District Designs KTM. He's the man who we keep seeing with no graphics on that bike. He is the number 79 machine, holding on to the 2 spot right now. And then his teammate Tharp is now 3rd, McIntosh 4th. It's Nexus, District, and Nexus, your top 4, with the District Designs KTM of Emmanuel Cepeda rounding out the top 5. So again, for a lot of these guys, it's bragging rights. No championship on the line, and a good start to this race for Hayden Stevenson, trying to bookend this championship. One Anaheim 1, can he win the showdown too?
Yeah, Stevenson, great ride right here. I think I've changed my mind, Kellen. I'm giving it like a 3% chance. Badani's in 21st. Cade is in 12th now. The way that we've seen these rhythm sections, that's the only thing. The way we've seen them work out, if there can be big crashes, Padani needs to lock in the next 2 or 3 laps though. If he doesn't and gain a lot of spots, the points don't start paying 2-point gaps until you get to the top 5. So it's going to be really hard. He's going to need a lot of spots on him. But I think there's a very slight chance that Padani gets this done. But honestly, right now, I think there's a very high chance that we see Stevenson take this thing home. Cash Woods, though, as we see a mistake in that rhythm, like I was just talking about, Cash Woods, who's been on fire the last half of this season, almost makes the pass there, has to check up because they get into each other. But man, those rhythm sections are crazy for the racing tonight.
Yeah, Stevenson just ran the fastest lap of the race, 53.460 out front, then made that huge mistake. So now Woods knocking on the back door here, trying to make that pass happen as we go into the whoops here on lap number 5. And still Stevenson holding steady at the front of the field. Good fight between these two. Obviously, like we said, not on it for the championship picture. And Cash Woods gets into the back of Stevenson and lays it down. That's going to be a huge gap now as McIntosh, his teammate, shoots in a second. Looks like Tharp also went down. Cash Woods 3rd. Holyhead now 4th, and Tharp picks it up in 5th. So let those guys settle it down for just a minute and go back to Cade Matherly, who has now made it up to 11th place. Johnny Padani looks like he is now in the 18th position. So Matherly's still making inroads through the field, trying to get into the top 10. And I guess if you're Matherly, knowing Padani's situation, you're probably a little less stressed about it, but also you just want to get into the top 9 to make sure this thing's solidified, right?
Yeah, I mean, that obviously helps, right? If something happens. I mean, he's not going to go out and win from there, but I think just maybe just being ahead of him at all is what he wants to do. I think just staying ahead, he can finish 1 spot behind you and you're still going to be comfortable there. Cade just wants to ride his own clean race, though, and that, honestly, I haven't seen that too much, I feel like, from Cade. Knew he made a mistake and checked up and changed his rhythm into something that's consistent. Instead of, I feel like earlier in the rounds, you would have seen Cade maybe go for that triple and then go for the next one and keep trying to push that rhythm. Instead of just saying, I don't want to lose 10 seconds from a fall off, I'm going to lose 2 seconds from missing the rhythm section.
Matherly working on Bodie Parker now, trying to get up into the top 10. But Donnie's now made it to 14th, so he is cooking right now. He is flying as much as he can throughout the field. 54.7 last time by. I bet this is about to be a burner lap. No, 54.4, not cooking the lap times up too much just yet. But hey, if you're Matherly, you're still about 10 seconds up the road of Padani on the racetrack, but you certainly can't rest on your laurels because Padani still has 9 minutes to work with here, and for the most part, the field is still pretty bunched together. If you look at the track map, upper right-hand corner of your screen there, it's not like there's massive gaps. I mean, there's a couple big gaps, but at least Padani, if you're looking up ahead right now, has the potential to do some damage to it.
Yeah, I mean, not to where Cade is. You look just up 4 spots. Cade's in the sand right now, so 1 section away. You're in a really good spot. We did see on that flat triple that those guys have been struggling with. Padani went really long, had to double. but he's pushing everywhere else, and we'll see what his lap time is as he comes around this time after seeing what it is with a huge mistake in the rhythm and having to avoid someone. He almost ran his fastest lap, so that shows me that every single lap he's ran, even that 54.0, he's had a big mistake in. Very big mistake. So, I mean, these guys are not riding this track cleanly, Kellen. Anything can happen. There's a chance we were on that onboard and we just see Cade Matherly laying on the ground as Padani comes by. So as he misses that rhythm section again, is about to lose a spot to Joey Carter here on the Dr. Do machine, able to hold him off. Padani with a way better whip. But yeah, man, this is, I really don't know. This track seems like maybe the most difficult we've had all year.
It is. I mean, it's playing tricks on these guys' mind because technically speaking, it doesn't seem like it's that difficult to figure out with the way that the jump shapes are this round, but certainly these guys are getting messed up a little bit with it. Matherly, by the way, is 10th still, not just up into the top 9, and he's going down. Cade Matherly over the bars onto the start straight right there is going to lose some positions. Crucially, though, I think he's going to watch Padani go by him. Padani's going to be right here. He should be, yes. So Padani now going to quad down the inside and pass Cade Matherly and even give him a little bit of a flick with it. Not sure if that was intentional or what. Joey Carter's going to pass Padani thanks to that maneuver. And Cade going to try to get back on him as well. Padani jumps back to the inside to get Joey Carter. So look at that. Padani now ahead of Matherly. Matherly is going to feel some pressure too from Jackson Vick, and he's going to get passed by him as well. So Matherly having some struggles now.
You know what? I almost think that pass by Jackson Vick, I feel like if we kept watching Cade, he might be hitting that rhythm every single time. I think he might have said it's not worth it. Maybe you have problems in qualifying in your other practice. That's not, who did he just, oh, he got passed by Vic, or got back past Vic. I think sometimes he just made a business decision to say, I'm not doing that line. This is what I'm doing. If it loses me spots throughout the race, it is. And look, he just got Vic back after getting passed. So Cade with one big mistake. But honestly, if you're Johnny Padani, you got to make up 9 spots at least because you need to get into those double points paying positions. So Cade just is going to try to ride smooth, maybe keep it on 2 wheels and think that you can bring this thing home, you know, in the position he's in, whereas Padani has to go out and he's going to ride like a maniac, try to stay on 2 wheels and win this race.
Interesting that Matherly continues to do that step off where he rolls off and ends up in this alternate quad line. He's going to let Jackson Vick go by. Is that Padani down? That is. Johnny Padani was down at the end of this rhythm section, so the full send mentality has bit him a little bit there. And really, this is starting to become a bit of an impossibility now, especially more riders going down as Matherly shoots back into 13th place. I mean, yes, we're well down the field with these guys, and it's 1 point at a time for Padani, but we're just maybe wondering if he could get up there. I mean, you're looking at Tom Quinault in this back rhythm section here. He's in 5th spot. We're starting to get to that position where if Padani could get there, maybe Matherly has a bad race, but yeah, I just don't see it happening anymore. I think these guys are too far gone. Everyone up front's having pretty good success at the front of the field as well, and I think Padani shot himself in the foot too much at this point to win this championship. Under 5 minutes to go plus a lap. Hayden Stevenson still leading this race, 6 seconds up. Every time I go to him, he's making mistakes, so I feel like I should stay away. Meanwhile, battle for second is going on. McIntosh, his teammate, dealing with heat from Braden Tharp, and I'm sure the Nexus Cowie boys are wondering, where has this been all season long? We would love to ride like this at every race, but unfortunately for them, it's going to come down to the last
Cade's
round to try
battle.
to put a 1-2 out.
Sorry. I think Cade and Padani are in a battle back there. I saw them switch a couple times on timing and scoring. These guys are really close. McIntosh absolutely, Hayden Stevenson absolutely dominating the field with, Padani almost over the bars right there, almost lost it. I mean, that's the thing, Kellen. If they stay like this, what place we are bad at math, so I don't know if we're going to be able to get it, but Padani's got to get up to like second.
He's got to get all the way up to about third, I think, to still win this title from here. Points gap as they run, Padani getting another 2 passes done right here. Now into 11th, Matherly 13th. It is an 11-point gap that Padani still has to make up, plus 11 for Cade Matherly as they run.
And they're 30
through lap traffic.
35 seconds off the lead. Like,
yeah.
It's pretty much solidified. It's not going to happen. The only thing would be, and it sucks because there's such a big gap, is does Cade have, a couple big crashes? But he doesn't. I don't see him going all the way back to 22nd place. That's the thing, is he can fall twice and maybe only lose 4 spots now with the way the field is spread out. So Padani maybe just a little bit too late, right? He had that really good start, a big mistake early, and unable to capitalize. And it's, I guess, a bummer, but that's what happens when you're trying to kind of bring down a 13-point gap and pray for a miracle at the last round. Padani's still going for the crazy big lines. That's where we saw him go down the first time trying this rhythm, and we said, oh, Cade's checking up. But the first time he got past Padani again was at the end of that rhythm, doing the slower line through it, but he's more consistent.
Yeah, and Matherly is still pretty much right in tow behind Padani all the way through this. Padani getting back around. Joey Carter now moves up into 8th. Jake Spieth also was down, so he ends up between these guys. Here is Matherly still in 11th. It's a 2-point swing as they run right now. Sorry, 3-point swing as they run right now, so it'd be down to 10 points that Matherly would be up in this championship. But it kind of seems to me like Matherly is perfectly content to just kind of hover around this 10 to 13 spot, because if he stays here, it really means that Padani would basically have to go win the race to win this championship, and I think that he's content with this position. Do want to shout out real quick, we had a change for the lead up front. Tharp has taken it over now from Tom Quinault, so it's Tharp, Quinault, and McIntosh. Not sure what happened. Hayden Stevenson spent about 12 minutes of this race warming his arm up to throw this thing away, but it's Tharp now out front, and he's got himself a nice little comfortable gap, going to try to bring this thing home and, hey, put the West Coast on top in this showdown.
Yeah, threw it away almost like Dylan Cease with his season right there. Sorry about your Padres, Kellen, but Braden Tharp absolutely crushing it. The crazy thing is he doesn't need to win this race. I kind of felt like there was going to be another winner. I called Padani because he just, maybe he wants to show that he's the best, but he could have just kind of chilled and cruised around, and he fought it. Stevenson leading for so long, and you have Quinault that's been there, McIntosh as well. All those guys just with great rides, and Braden Tharp, he just seems inevitable. And I kind of don't know, who do you have, Kellen, since this title's wrapped up? Braden Tharp's, Cade Matherly's is pretty much wrapped up. Who do you think is going to be the favorite, or maybe the top 3? Is a big mistake right there. Is he? No, he doesn't lose.
Yeah,
sorry, I thought that was
5 seconds on him.
I was thinking the Cali guys. Who do you think are maybe the top 3 favorites coming into outdoors for this 250 class?
I would like to say Matherly still, as Tharp makes a mistake in pirouettes right there, because Matherly's been in the 250 outdoor title fight in the past, so I would assume he would do it again. Tharp this time now is going to lose the lead to RBT Suzuki's Tom Quinault, who shoots to the front and immediately lays it down and almost crashes off the bike himself. So Tharp goes back to the lead. Quinault dealing with pressure from Stevenson, who gets up alongside, shoots by into second place again, and then McIntosh a little bit further back. Oh, and then Stevenson goes over the bars in an awkward crash. So I don't know what's going on with these guys, but Tharp has got this thing pretty under control at the front now. All the chaos ensuing behind that. Here's Matherly, who is now back in front of Padani. He has now moved into the 7th spot, so definitely got this thing wrapped up as he and Padani are still battling each other. Funny that they end up racing each other in this final race when they haven't done much of it this year. But Padani going to see, let's see if he passes Matherly. Matherly just swings outside. Whatever, man, take it. I don't even care. I'm just trying to win this title. Of course, Padani's still going for it as well, but Matherly P8 has got this thing almost signed, sealed, and delivered, coming down to 2 to go.
Yeah, I mean, Cade is riding around. He won the championship, right? He's almost doing a celebration lap. Time just expired, so one more lap after this. But I feel like for the last couple laps, he's been taking it home. Bummer for Padani. I mean, it's like a fun story, coming down the line. As both those guys kind of get mixed up there a little bit, get close, but you can just see Cade checking up. I really want to ask you a question, Kellen, before we get to the last lap as the leader just crossed. Would you be okay with these guys going for the track crew to be building the main rhythm difficult and then the optional rhythm hard or really easy? Because it almost feels like Cade's rhythm, he pulls up and he just putts through and just hits it perfect every time, and the main rhythm gives everyone fits. Would you almost like to see that? I feel like that's a weird thing. I never thought of making different rhythms. I always hated forcing a rhythm, but if the normal one is really hard.
Yeah, I don't know. It is an interesting question to see
I feel
how
like
it
it's
shakes
worked
down.
so good.
Meanwhile, Braden Tharp up front's going to win the showdown to put West up on top here at Salt Lake City. Sick under Flip Quinault. Stevenson down is going to hand it over to his teammate for a podium spot here right at the end. Yes, McIntosh shoots by into a podium spot right at the checkered flag. Stevenson,
he's pushing. He's pushing.
Fight back. Look at this. Teammates for the podium into the final corner of the showdown. Stevenson up the inside, lays it in on him, and Stevenson gets into the podium spot. McIntosh in fourth, and Pilsner rounds out the top five. Padani got all the way back to sixth from dead last, but will fall just short. Your 2025 250 East champion is Cade Matherly as he gets it done with an 8th place finish here in the showdown. Congratulations, Cade Matherly.
Can we? I mean, amazing job by Cade. I don't want to. Can we just do a quick touch? This is probably the worst timing for it. Johnny Padani missed a round this year.
Yeah.
To be fair, his fault. He got suspended for something. But that's just, that just shows you. Cade, look at him posing on the Supercross triple. He's about to throw his goggles into the stand. You got the bricks looking like Petco Park right there. The Western Supply Building, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Look, I know ball.
You know things.
I know ball. Cade Matherly, huge chip. Didn't get suspended. Went through. He was Mr. Consistent. Had a couple tough rounds with starts and climbing back. But it's crazy because you would see Cade in 18th place and then he'd end up with a podium. So this man has fought his way through 9 or 10 rounds to the end of this, all the way, took it down to the showdown, able to lock it in. That's awesome for him. Can't wait. Hopefully get to talk to him and hear some thoughts right there. But man, what an insane race. Kellen, not as eventful really as we thought it was going to be as far as being a tight points race, but this 450 class, it's almost inevitable.
Yeah,
right?
the 450 class, we're about to see some absolute chaos. If you're just joining us here, 450 main coming up, 4 points in it between Colby Eagland and Braden Carter. We've already said it like 100 times tonight, but who has the upper hand here, especially based on what we've seen in the heat race?
Ooh, that's a tricky question. It's not just the 4-point lead. If Eagland goes out there and wins this race, if Braden Carter goes out and wins the race, Eagland has to get third or worse. There are spoilers in there. Whether it's D. Davis or Leclerc or Jeremy, there's literally anyone. I feel like this 450 class is so open. Jeremy Scarborough and Squidbro and Siebel and all these guys that have come out and won races and thrown it up in the heat race. They have so much skill in this class. So many people are past champions and race winners. I honestly think it's Eagland just because he's consistent. I don't care about he only has to get third if Carter goes and wins. He had a good start earlier and he can just check out by 40 seconds. I think Eagland's consistency almost guarantees him a top 3 more so than Braden Carter. And I kind of hate to say that because I obviously want to see Carter go out there and win, and have to see Eagland push for a position, but I just don't. Do you see Eagland getting 5th? Because I can't. I have to look at his results, but how many times has he finished 5th or worse? Maybe or 4th or worse.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you said, it's going to come so much down to a start right now of what happens in this race. And depending on who gets away or what happens, we've seen what Braden Carter is capable of in the heat race here tonight. But if it's Eagland, this is where the start needs to come down to the best start of your life, the best start of your career. Just get through the first corner in the top 3 or 4 positions and let the cards fall as they may. If he gets a bad start, it is going to be an absolute disaster zone for 20 minutes plus a lap. And we're about to see it. We are about to see it, folks. Strap in. Braden Carter does get the tiebreaker for those asking in chat because it goes down to more wins. Eagland, I think, has 3. Carter has 6 on the year, if I'm not mistaken. So it is about time to bring the action here for the finale. 450 main event coming up here on Star Your Systems TV.
You know what's crazy is we say like, oh, he's going to finish first. He gets third. He loses it. He gets second. He holds on because it's 3 seconds. There's also, you just talked about tiebreaker. You just reminded me they could get like second and fourth, you know, and like actually tie and it come down to a tiebreaker, which is going to be insane. Man, this is the main event of the year, Kellen.
Here we go, folks. Let's crown a champion for 2025 in MotoOption Supercross. Eaglin versus Carter. Let's go! Pretty good jump for Carter and Eaglin. They're going to kind of hit each other into turn number 1, but both come out pretty decent in the end. It's going to be Tyler Lang with the final hole shot of the year. It's Leclerc. It's Smith. It's Lang out the outside. Carter into the 4th spot. Eaglin shoots by into 5th. Look at the star power out front as Carter goes exit stage right almost on the track. Gets around the outside to shoot into 3rd place in the process. Leclerc leads Smith. Look at Hubbard up the inside. You got Eaglin there in the background in 5th. The former teammates alongside each other as Leclerc hops through the rhythm section out front.
I mean, this couldn't have been a better start. We see Braden Carter quadding up the inside right there, just absolutely just dominating Jeremy Smith right there into that corner. It's crazy. We have 7, 6, 5, 1. All of these championship winners in the top 5. Jacob Hubbard, known great starter on the 78 machine, but Braden Carter out here trying to go out there and do what he needs to do and win the race. Kellen, I think this is, if you would have told me, oh, look at this, almost quadding to lead is a small mistake by Leclerc. If you told me Braden Carter started the race like this and this is where everyone was, I almost wouldn't believe you, because it seems like there's so many contenders and spoilers up in this top 5 that it doesn't even seem real.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that's going on right now. Colby Eaglin has gotten off to a good start too. He's in 3rd, so Carter needs to win the race if Eaglin were to finish 3rd to win this championship. And Alexis Leclerc on the 7 continues to play spoiler out front. Carter not able to make it happen just yet. Almost gets alongside in the whoops, trying to get that triple to the inside. Goes into the tough blocks a little bit, and now Eaglin's knocking on the door. Look at Colby Eaglin. Does he just go get Carter and try to make this pass stick early in the race? Look at the dynamic between the teammates and championship rivals over the finish line jump on lap number 3.
Yeah, I mean, the teammate thing almost doesn't matter here, Kellen. The thing is championship rivals. If it was just your teammate, I'd say go out there and win the race. Try to pass him to maybe pull away, right? He wins the championship in this position. The problem is he opens himself up to a pass. I felt like I saw Braden Carter slow down a little bit, and I saw Colby Eaglin hit the brakes and drop back. I don't think Colby wants to get by Braden Carter if it's not Carter crashing and him going smoothly by him. I think it's too risky. You never know. Teammates, friends, whatever. In my opinion, I'm Braden Carter. There's no rules on getting a 5P, the first 5 in a row
Look
champion.
At this. To the race lead, and he puts Leclerc down in the process. Eaglin gets stood up on Leclerc. He's stuck in the corner behind them. Jeremy Smith goes into 2nd. Eaglin got hit a few times, and that's going to put Eaglin all the way back into the 7 position. And he's got company from behind. Race Cobble's right there now too. Carter leads this race, and Eaglin's got a ton of work to do.
Yeah, shout out Skrillex. This is cinema right now. I mean, honestly, you can't script this better. Both the guys get off to a good start. Braden Carter gets into the lead, and now Colby Eaglin, fighting for his life and the championship, needs to get up to 2nd place. Alexis Leclerc is not on the team, actually on the old team of Braden Carter. Doesn't care at all. Jeremy Seabold trying to get race wins and good finishes on the year. Colby Eaglin has to make up 6 spots, Kellen, and that's all he's going to do. This is absolutely crazy.
Well, he passes Carter's good friend and old teammate, Jacob Hubbard. Hubbard immediately fights back to get back by him to make that pass stick back into 6th place. So Eaglin's still trying to figure out his way forward as Carter leads this race by 6 seconds going the other way in the other rhythm lane. The good news, if you're Eaglin, is 2nd place Alexis Leclerc is still basically right in front of you. There just happens to be 4 other riders between you guys to get to that position. 2nd is what he needs if it's going to stay this way. And Jeremy Smith is down, and a couple other riders went down. Eaglin's now up into 5th place, and he just got a bit of a reprieve behind him because Seth Carr almost went down as well. Eaglin hops to the outside. Hubbard still playing the defensive game here. very nicely done as well. Again, as he is good friends with Braden Carter, known each other for a long time. Let's see if he can fight back again. Off rhythm once again. Eagland back by him again, but this is where Hubbard... Oh, look at Seth Carr! Seth Carr absolutely destroys Jacob Hubbard, playing the team game right there, no question about it.
You know... Oh, another rider down. If I'm someone in charge of the series, I'm going to try to weasel my way in next year. I'm trying to not let that stuff happen. If you affect a championship fight or a spoiler or anything, I'm kicking you out for the season. That's just a bummer that we have that stuff kind of come into these races. But I mean, Eagland, here's what I'm looking at if I'm Colby Eagland. You're 13 seconds off the lead, but you're only 7 seconds back of the second place position, Alexis Leclerc, that you have to get to. You probably were going to have clean air anyways. You're the most consistent rider in the series. And so you're sitting there looking at, I need 6.5 seconds to where I need to be to win a championship. Don't focus backwards. Don't care about how far Braden Carter can extend his lead. I'm focusing on the fact that I'm lucky that Alexis Leclerc, who did just run the fastest lap of the race, is only, a couple seconds away. He's not as far as Braden Carter.
Well, Leclerc ran the fastest lap of the race. Then Seabolt ran the fastest lap of the race. So if you're Eagland here, what's better? These two just sprinting, trying to catch Braden Carter, maybe win this race, which obviously if Carter gets second with an Eagland fourth place finish, that still doesn't do it. Carter gets it on the tiebreaker, and they would be tied on points with a 2-4 result here. So if you're Eagland, you need to go at least get one of these guys. Give yourself a shot. But of course, they're both riding so well right now. It's still a 5.7 second lead. Braden Carter in and out of the sand is going to start getting into lap traffic soon. Leclerc still running second. There is Seabolt in third. And then Eagland at the exit of the whoops now is in the 4th spot. They have opened up a gap on Race Coble now in 5th, but he's going down. So Castellaneta goes by. Hubbard trying to get back into the picture. He's fired up after that absolute demolished block pass that Seth Carr put on him. But if you're Eagland, you have some breathing room behind you. 6+ seconds back to the next guy, and you can kind of focus on putting your laps down in front of you. And hey, maybe your best friend here is Jeremy Seabolt trying to run down Leclerc, because if they get together and take each other down, that puts Eagland back into second place.
I 100% agree, Kellen. I was going to say, for 1 second, I thought, man, it sucks you have two guys right there. Because if you're just chasing down Leclerc with that gap, you're going to say maybe he messes up in the rhythm section or the whoops and goes down. Now you have two guys, though, because you need the position. It doesn't matter about getting a certain person. You need the points paying position. So 2 is tricky, but I guess if Leclerc can just get a clean run away, when he did have pressure, he's losing it to Seabolt, or Seabolt has lost toe by a lot. Now you're thinking that weird stuff going on in chat, Kellen. It shows that they saying that block pass punt, that was a punt, was an accident.
I do think that Carr went deep. I think he was quadding to the inside. He didn't have the time to brake. He landed a little bit long. But
you can put yourself down.
The angle in which he went into the corner was very aggressive, regardless of which he was trying to stop or not. I do think that was an aggressive block pass at minimum, not a regular race pass of any kind. And look, we know that some of this stuff is going to happen, and Carter has been very adamant to his former team, the Filski and Snowboard guys, hey, don't get involved in this. This is our championship fight to figure out, so let the cards fall as they may. But clearly, Seth Carr felt that Jacob Hubbard was affecting this race somehow, some way, and he took some matters into his own hands. One thing I will say here, in just kind of breaking this down, still a 5-second gap up to Jeremy Seabolt for Colby Eagland, and that's his teammate. District Design's teammates up here. I wonder if there's some things that could go on later in the race, because Alexis Leclerc is closing the gap on Braden Carter, and it's coming down by a half a second or so a lap. It's down to 3.8 seconds, and of course Carter is going to be the first guy to hit lap traffic. So as Carter's trying to settle into a pace right here, Leclerc is actually eating away at it, and if Leclerc could get into the lead, then Eagland just needs to get third to win this title. You never know what could happen in the next couple laps here.
I was going to say, so Carter wins the tiebreaker on wins, correct?
Carter wins. Oh, Carter's down. He lands on Jeremy Smith jumping into the sand section, and that gives Leclerc the race lead just like that. So Carter picks it up, still in lap traffic problems here. O'Brien's going to be the next one on the screen here. I don't know if he even knows that Carter's there, because he just got around a chaotic group of riders. He's surely going to get the blue flag now, but suddenly Seabolt is right there, and that's all on Carter. He jumped on Jeremy Smith, who was down, no fault other than his own.
Yeah, I mean, that shakes up everything I was going to say. I was going to say if Braden Carter gets a tiebreaker, the 2-4 is the tiebreaker scenario, but then it means that Eaglin only has to get one more spot, so now he's looking at Seabolt instead of Leclerc or Carter now in this case. So, man, this is crazy. 1 second separating Braden Carter and Jeremy Seabolt on the track. We see them now in the long rhythm section, losing toe just a little bit is Jeremy Seabolt in that long rhythm section. And then Colby Eaglin kind of far back, though, in that rhythm section, losing just a little bit of sight lines. But, yeah, anything can happen now. This is the crazy thing. Braden Carter doesn't have that 3-point gap from that first to second bonus as Leclerc is trying to run away with this thing.
Well, Leclerc's got himself a 2.8-second lead. I'll tell you who's really hauling ass right now is Braden Castellaneta, Braden Carter's former teammate on the Phil Ski and Snowboard Yamaha, has caught Colby Eaglin for the 4 spot. So Eaglin, who's been trying to mind his manners a little bit and get his wits about him as we have now crested past the halfway point of the race, is under attack. And this is going to be a critical pass as well, because if he gets this done, Carter needs to finish 3rd for Eaglin to still win the title. Eaglin, a mistake, is going to lose that position. Castellaneta goes by. Eaglin jumps back on the track right next to him, though, and is going to try to hold station right here. Jeremy Smith down. Castellaneta somehow just skipped off of JS4 and kept it on 2 wheels, but he's trying to get around the 24 machine right there at the end of the whoops. Let's see if he can get it done.
What the hell is happening, Kellen? We're just over halfway. The thing is, Colby Eaglin now is not comfortably in 4th place, but the problem is he's 6 seconds back after some big mistakes from Jeremy Seabolt that is still within 1 crash or maybe 2 messed up rhythm sections the way these guys have been riding. Eaglin has been Mr. Consistent all year. Is he going to be consistent enough to be able to pull up and make something happen? But Seabolt is hanging on to the rear wheel of Braden Carter, and don't look now, under 3 seconds. Yeah, it just went up just a little bit for Braden Carter from 2nd to 1st, but Braden is not losing touch completely with Alexis Leclerc. So there's a couple ways these guys are both in control of their own destiny as far as where they finish up in this championship. Colby Eaglin has the consistency but needs to start dropping some speed on the guys.
And for those of you wondering at home, it is a dead tie right now as it runs. Carter and Eaglin would both end up on the exact same points tally by the end of the championship if it ends exactly like this, but Carter has the tiebreaker on more wins on the season, and that would stay the same way even if he won the race. But if he won the race, it is impossible for them to tie just based on the way that the points break down. Carter is back on the charge, though. He's caught Alexis Leclerc for the race lead. He's only 2 seconds off the lead now as Eaglin has a gap behind him. He's still 5 seconds behind Seabolt, trying to get up into 3rd, which would be the championship clinching pass if Carter remains 2nd. But Carter looks like he wants to go win this race. He does not care about what's going on behind him right now and the fact that he's got a position to win the title.
No, I mean, if he wins this race, he guarantees himself Eaglin needs to make his way all the way up to 2nd. So 1 more spot, that's only just over a second away from him, and another race win to, just keep cementing that 5th title in a row. I cannot say that enough. It's not that he's a 5-time Supercross champion. It's that he's 5 in a row if he does it here tonight, and he is pushing. Look at that. Big mistakes by Leclerc through the rhythm section. He is right on him, Kellen, and back-to-back is crazy. The fact that we have this other rhythm section, let's see what happens here. He goes on off the more consistent line. Leclerc going for the risky but faster one, so he is going to pull away just a little bit, but I do like Braden Carter's approach. It's almost like we saw with the step-on line that we saw from Cade Matherly. Do what is more consistent, and it's going to work out for you in the long run.
Well, Leclerc just absolutely destroyed the sand section and opened that gap out almost to 2 seconds once again. And meanwhile, Seabolt's actually been the fastest rider on the track the last couple times by, and he does it again. His personal best, 52.093. He might just be trying to run these guys down and battle it out mano-a-mano for the race victory as Leclerc still leads. Here is Seabolt in the background, and that's another critical player in this, because if he gets around Carter and pushes him back to 3rd place, Eaglin wins the title with a 4th place finish if Carter is to get 3rd in this main event. So also got to keep an eye on where Seabolt gets to, as Carter is in just a very precarious spot. winning the title, but it could go so many different ways from this position right here. This is playing out almost to perfection for us watching at home, but I'm sure Carter is sweating in his boots right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's shaking for sure. This is unreal. We couldn't have planned it any better. The thing that's crazy, Kellen, is you have Seabolt here playing spoiler, but Braden Carter jumped teams to district design mid-season. So yeah, they're all teammates, but like it's really maybe not as tight. Maybe there's some other stuff. Like you don't really know exactly what it is. Seabolt's not just gonna roll over, and then how do you favor one guy? Is it this guy's my best friend, we're all on the same team, but I like him more? Like I feel like they're all out there and they're just saying, let's go out there and race. And I love the fact that Leclerc is on Braden Carter's old team, Filski and Snowboard, that Braden kind of ran. Which is
wait, Carter's down. Carter is down after the Supercross triple and falls back to third place, so Jeremy Seabolt goes by. Colby Eaglin now is just a couple seconds behind him and back into the provisional championship lead by 2 points. Carter now has to go full send with 5 minutes and a lap to go.
And Carter needs a spot right now, Kellen. He has to get it back. It doesn't matter. Even if they both get past Seabolt, that's the thing. You need someone in between you. Whether it's second, fourth, or first and third, you need a little bit of gap. Braden Carter has nothing to do but push here and send it. 5 minutes plus a lap left in the race, and all he's going to do is push as hard as physically possible. This is what your season comes down to. These now 4 minutes plus a lap is all that matters for Braden Carter. He has 2 seconds to Jeremy Seabolt in front of him, and he needs to push. He's going to probably stop doing that safe line. No, he still does it, but maybe, honestly, maybe it works out in the end, Kellen. If he loses maybe 3/10, he's betting that there's going to be one time that Jeremy Seabolt makes a mistake. He also has the whoop speed
Riders
of
down
a
at
god.
the end of the whoops, and he just skirts through them as Seabolt was able to get through cleanly as well. Honestly, full credit so far to Lap Traffic as we're 16 minutes into this race, and they have done a tremendous job, in my opinion, of getting out of the way. Eaglin's still about 5 seconds back of Carter, and then Seabolt's still up here in second. Amazingly, it's going to come down to Leclerc and Seabolt playing spoiler in this championship, and they may go 1-2 in this race to give Colby Eaglin the dub on this season. Insane how this is going to work out, and like you said, with the team dynamics, I don't think Seabolt gives a crap about being teammates with Braden Carter. He just wants to go up there and do the best that he can. We got riders down. That was Seth Carr that was one of them. Does Carter knows they're down as well? Wait, Carter, what just happened? Carter is lagged out or something. I'm not sure if he's lagged out of the server or not. We're trying to wait to see if he gets disconnected.
I don't see a disconnect. So
no disconnect yet. We're going to wait to see if he comes back. Oh no!
What the Jesse Mullins is happening?
If he has had an issue with the internet, which we know probably why that would be happening, that is absolutely disaster.
Braden
right
Tharp
now.
says Carter's game crashed in chat. How?
His game crashed? But
how? You're in the middle of that. Just doesn't happen. I know this game is really
Carter's
old.
Game crashed. Yeah, well, I mean,
Unless
Chrome's
that's
saying
just
Carter's
something.
game crashed too. I don't know. So
I mean,
you're kidding me. With 4 minutes of the championship left to go, his game crashes? That's going to be the difference right now?
In the middle of a rhythm, I feel like we need someone. I hope he texts me or someone's in chat that we get an actual, like, legit what happened, because, dude, Payson Johnson's here. We didn't get someone interfering with the championship, and that's how it ends. We lasted. I didn't even want to say it. I hope no one gets into it at the end.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Oh, my.
And no, we do not throw red flags in Race Factory Gaming for computer issues. Unfortunately speaking, that should do it for Colby Eaglin. With 2 minutes and a lap left to go in this race, he is hanging out in third place. He's got 15 seconds back to Heilman behind him. And Braden Carter is out of this race. Now, I will say, he was going to have to pass Jeremy Seabolt to win this championship, so it was not necessarily in his hands just yet. But it is a heartbreaking way for this title to end, no question about it.
It was like 2 seconds, which is crazy. I honestly feel like he could have had it. Someone said line him up and let him go at it. Honestly, maybe. That would be sick. I got a text from Braden Carter. He said game crashed midair. Love it.
Midair?
I'm assuming we're going to talk. I honestly said, I said, I feel like that's not real. And I said, I feel like it's potentially got to be like a DDoS. Like,
But
I don't
I've never
know.
heard of someone DDoSing crashing a game.
But this
You can
game has
DDoS,
literally never crashed.
But
Like,
you can DDoS and someone would lag out of the server. Because
yeah,
their
like
internet would shut
disconnect.
off.
Like, how would
I've never heard of the game just closing.
That's true. If you were touching a hay bale, 100%, that shit crashes your game all the time. Pixie Six does red bales, but I just don't understand with where he was at. I mean, we see his frozen ghost sitting there, step on, step off, easy, consistent line, trying to play it safe, work his way up for a championship. I mean, Colby England won it.
Yeah,
as long as he doesn't get 20th or worse.
Yeah, his
game doesn't crash.
His game doesn't crash too, but they're about to lap enough people that I think it will not matter. And again, I will reiterate, look, it is very disappointing that we did not get to see the end of this race with Braden Carter take this all the way to the flag. But Colby England was the provisional championship leader when it happened, so there's no, in my opinion, discredit to what Colby England is about to do and win this championship. Could Braden Carter have won it? Sure, absolutely, but at the time that it happened, England was in position to do it, and I think it deserves all props to England. He maybe took a risky strategy with this race to play it safe and settle for fourth is what it would have been, but in the end, it's going to work out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is crazy. I mean, it's working out. He is Mr. Consistent. The thing is, he had it right when we last left him. So honestly, Colby England just absolutely crushing it. His form of racing, I mean, is working, right? He gets the white flag now, 18 seconds off of Alexis Leclerc. But when we last saw him, when Carter was here, he was the champion, and it's weird because he's never really had that complete blazing speed. I'm always like, England, he's Mr. Consistent, he's awesome, but like, it doesn't work out if you can't really go and win races. He would have lost the tiebreaker, but man, this year finally works, I guess. And yeah, I mean, it's awesome for him. He's such a nice guy.
He is. And hey, speaking of nice guys, we're going to see the 7 of Alexis Leclerc get it done in Salt Lake City. Leclerc, his second win of the season, sets him up great for outdoors. Jeremy Seabolt will get a podium and finish second in this race, but it is all about this man in 2025. Years of trying, years of going after this title and falling short. Finally, the 24 is on top. Colby England is your 2025 MotoOption Supercross champion. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, man, we had the chance to see 5 straight titles, but Colby England comes out here just absolutely. It's not domination, but this is the only way that Colby England was going to win the title, as he poses right there. Oh man, I mean, honestly, awesome for him. It's just a bummer for us and all the viewers, you know. Like, I would have loved if it was just hard fought down to the finish and we got to have that. Oh my gosh, man. I don't know what to say, man. Colby England, congratulations. It's a long time coming. You've been so close for so long. And I mean, a little bit of a bummer it happened like that, but you can't think of it. I still don't think there's no asterisk. Like, he had it when that happened, and you know, he was there. He's been Mr. Consistent and rode it out. So props to you, Colby.
What are we thinking right now with Braden Carter's game crash? Like, I just cannot believe it happened. I can't believe it. Like, I've never, even Kyler Hockey is over here on TikTok right now, and he's played the game for a long time. Never have I ever seen a game crash on top of a tabletop like that.
Someone said my game crashes when I bottom out all this. I just got a message from Tanner Rogers. Can I buy my game crashes once a session? I have literally never, from not being pushed into. Remember, you used to sit in the server and you would run people into the walls and get their game to crash so you can get an extra spot in qualifying. Yeah. 2013 was awesome. I mean, okay, one shout out, oh Canada, our first ever Canadian championship wins it. I've never had my game crash, not once, literally not once ever. That's not been that going into a hay bale. So I don't understand. Matt Cromie texted me. Dude, I'm a name dropper. He said his game also crashed on the warm-up lap. I think that's why it took a little bit longer. Oh. And then obviously in the main as well, he was just jumping on the table, no contact with anyone or anything, and his game crashed. So wow. I don't understand. D. Davis, you were top 10 for so long. Braden, I think we'll get you to talk to soon here, hopefully, if you're up for it.
I'm trying to get Colby on the phone right now.
Chogman is about to give me 4K from my PC, baby. What's up? Let's go. Because my game... Not Chogman, Tanner Rogers. Tanner, maybe your game crashes because you cartwheel through the first turn every time. You always have the most eventful starts.
We're trying to wait to get Colby on Discord. He is not on just yet, so we're going to hold up for just a moment and make sure that he can get on. Cade just asked me to push Colby back as well. And we'd also definitely like to talk to Braden Carter if at all possible.
We're pushing Colby back?
Well, Colby's not on yet, so I don't know what to do. Maybe we talk to Carter?
Dude, you're fast with the Instagram post. I guess once Braden Carter disconnected, I guess you had some time. Yeah, I'm getting blown
He's
out.
in the bathroom. This guy just wins the title. He's got to go take a dump.
I mean, sometimes you got to drop the kids off at the pool. You know what I'm saying? Man. Look at this. They have only the championship winners here. Isn't that cool? Cade, Colby, and Braden. Too bad no one's here.
Yeah, they let them in the server, I guess.
I'm trying to see a hot lap.
All right. You know what? Why don't we go ahead
Let's talk to some people.
Let's jump on to some people and see if Mr. Braden Tharp is ready. Yeah, I said you Tharp. You ready? I said you Tharp.
Are you Tharp, Mr. Ready?
Oh, dude. Okay, let's talk to Braden Tharp about his championship in 250 West. We'll go ahead and give him a call right now and see if he is available. But yeah, Mr. Braden Tharp, congrats, 250 West champion in 2025. I know we didn't get to talk to you last week, but man, take me through winning this title for you and what it means.
I mean, I've been trying to win for like 5 years. Kind of like a vet of the 250 class. It's kind of sad that it took this long, to be honest, but I mean, it's cool.
I feel like the way that you just answered that question just shows you guys all how much confidence that Braden that he has. That literally sitting there saying, I should have had it earlier. I should have done it. You know that just in the past that you've made mistakes, right? That stop you from winning a championship.
Yeah, but I also just like Shirley kind of just owned me. My mental was cooked when I was racing Shirley, so like I just couldn't win. Never even had a win before this season, so.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, he was kind of nasty. Everyone once Shirley and Carr kind of found their things, it was like, okay, let's just chill and wait till they move up. I mean, honestly though, you stepped up when it mattered most, and you know, it doesn't matter what coast. West Coast, in my opinion, is a little bit more everyone wants to race it. I feel like if you're ready, you're going to race it. You want to race earlier, and to go out there and dominate and win around early. I mean, you crushed it. So just props to you, man. It's awesome. And I'm glad it's a long time coming, you know, and you felt like you could do it for so long, and you finally were able to take that step up.
Thank you.
Take me through tonight real quick. The main event, obviously, we were kind of watching the title fight with Cade and Johnny, but the race up front looked insane, man. Like it was kind of you charging up, getting close to passing, making mistakes or crashing, and then at the end, it kind of all kicked off, and you're able to sneak away, but able to win the showdown, and that was probably a cool way to cap this off, right?
Yeah, I really wanted to win a showdown because I did terrible the other two. I got like 6th both of them, but yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to win, and I thought I could win easily after the start because I killed Spieth on accident, and he's the only guy who was really going like really fast on the track. And then I don't know. I had this the lead at the start, and I just died in the whoops, which wasn't too good. But eventually, I caught back up to Stevie, and I punted him because he killed me in the whoops. So I had to kill Stevie, and I was never letting Stevie beat me. Never gonna let him beat me.
I love the trash talk as always. And again, many congratulations on winning this title, man. Who would you like to thank for this 2025 250 West title?
I want to thank Uncle Squiddy for all the
He is old.
setup help. Yeah, he's old. Uh,
Hunk.
Thanks, Beast, for letting me on the team. And then my trainer, Seth Carr, the greatest player of all time.
All right, man. Well, congrats. Go ahead and celebrate that win, the championship, and yeah, man, awesome season.
All right, thank you.
Congrats.
That was Braden Tharp getting the job done in 250 West. Now let's see if we can get the man of the hour on the line and see if we can get a chat in with our newly crowned 450 Supercross champion in the game, Colby Eagland. Waiting to see if he is available. Trying to give him a call. Told him it would be 2 minutes, and it's 2 minutes, and he's not here just yet. But we'll. There we go. Your newly crowned 450 Supercross champion in MotoOption Supercross, Colby Eagland now joins us. First off, man, how does that sound? I know how hard you worked for this one.
Oh man, it's been 4 years since I've been in 450, so it feels good, you know.
Take me through the main event tonight, because obviously you guys all got off to great starts. It seemed like you kind of tried to just manage it and get to a position where you could win it if you had to. But obviously Carter's the one that started to make a couple mistakes. Did you feel like you were maybe a couple minutes away from just starting to full send to get into a position?
Well, at first we were 1, 2, 3, me and Skyzor and Braden. So I was just kind of riding behind him for the first however long, and then he kind of went down the inside of Skyzor in the sand, hit Zor, and after that I was kind of just I was just riding my own race and just hoping for a mistake. And kind of shitty his game crash, but I feel like I was in a good position before that to win it. But yeah, kind of
Yeah, I mean, you had it at that point in time, so like he had to do something, right? You were in the driver's seat, which is crazy to say from being behind. What was kind of going through your head when you first dropped spots early on, and okay, I'm losing, I need to climb? Were you maybe trying to ride as fast as you can, or just hit consistent lines? I also want to ask, maybe along with that, about those 2 long rhythm sections. Was it just survival mode, or trying to actually go fast through them?
Well, you know me, I'm Mr. Consistent, so
Yes, sir.
I was just trying to ride my own race. Whatever happened. Make key passes when I could. And yeah, I was just trying to survive the whoops and the first rhythms, because they were pretty sketchy there. So
yeah, I don't know if you even saw this or knew this, but Braden Carter in the second long rhythm section was slowing down, jumping on, and stepping off to hit the slower, more kind of consistent line. That's actually where his game crashed. And it's weird, because that's something I would expect you to do and not really him.
yeah.
And I think that just shows you how tricky these rhythm sections were for you guys tonight, that even he was willing to lay up when he needed to make another pass to get back ahead and try to win this with the tiebreaker. And you were still kind of hitting that main line and just being consistent with it. But yeah, absolutely crazy there. And yeah, just a great ride from you as well. I mean, you knew what had to happen up until 4 minutes to go. You were going to be the championship or the champion no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Take me through, you've been so close to winning this title in the past. Obviously you have a 250 title to your name too, but just the mountain that you have to climb to beat someone of Braden Carter's stature in this game, because he's the winningest rider in Supercross history, the 4 titles that comes with it. And you're the guy that kind of gets to have the name of dethroning the king a little bit. What's it like to have to go to the race every Wednesday night and put up with battling that guy?
I mean, it's tough, because I know I'm not going to beat him off raw speed. So, I just told myself, be there every weekend, beat him here and there, finish behind him. But at round 15, I think, when I won the last race, before that, I was checked out. He was 20 points up. I was already focused on other stuff. But after that race, it kind of, snapped, and I was back in it. And then, yeah, just each race, one by one.
You're also the first guy, I believe, ever in 450 competition to win from Canada. So what does it mean for the boys up north to get it done too?
I mean, it feels good representing first ever. So I think me and Bryce Whelan are the only 2 Canadian champs. So shout out to him. But yeah, it feels good.
That's awesome, man. Well, again, so many congratulations to you. A very deserving champion. I know that, tonight was chaos and Carter's game crashing and stuff like that, but for you to be in position to win this title in the first place, you did a hell of a job this year, and you deserve to celebrate this championship, no question about it. What is the celebration tonight? What are we doing?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet.
Oh, man. Well, you're going to have to tell us tomorrow when you wake up what the celebration was and how hard it was, too.
Thank you.
All right. Congrats, Colby. Thanks for the time, man, and go celebrate, buddy.
Thank you. See you guys.
See ya, man.
That is Colby Eagland, your 2025 MotoOption Supercross champion. Now I want to bring on the other man on the other side of the coin here, Mr. Braden Carter, and we'll go back to our screen here to talk to him. Hey, Braden, first off, I mean, bummer deal with tonight, but, I feel like everyone collectively has to be like, holy crap, dude, your run of success in this game is insane. Like, it is unmatched, and even though it ends right here, it was one of the greatest 4.5, almost 5 season runs in the game's history. So as much as tonight sucks, you got to be pretty proud of that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely would have hurt a lot more if this was my first championship and that happened. But, shit happens. So not really too bad. Just disappointed.
So it sounds like your game crashed. What did happen? Like, what did you see on your screen, and take us through that moment?
My game just froze midair and tabbed me out and then closed out. Literally, it did it once in the warm-up lap before the heat race, and then it did it again in the warm-up lap before the main. So, I mean, I knew it was probably going to happen, but...
Did you see this happen any time before? Like, was it just a tonight thing, or is this the first time?
No,
this ever happened?
never happened to me before. At least
Weird.
like the way it did.
It's almost weird. I'm like, it's crazy to think like, what if? But it's like, maybe if I restarted my PC or like some crazy thing happened. But I mean, yeah, honestly, and then any other foul play that I could think of, it's not like we never heard of that kind of happening. So. I mean, dude, honestly, just horrible luck for you. And yeah, I mean, when you have so many championships in a row, I mean, I guess it hurts a little bit less, but
yeah, it's still tough though.
I mean, yeah, you were one spot away though, right? You were one spot away from making a pass in the second, getting that tiebreaker position back, and being able to take it. But I mean, honestly, you had a great series, and the fact that it was so close, I feel like you've gone through. We've talked about it, all the takeouts, all the targeted attacks, all the shit. You almost got banned yourself from trying to retaliate for stuff. Like, you've had such a long season, and if you showed me like a lot of your results, I would be like, there's no way he's in the championship fight on round 17. So I guess just props to you for still being there and trying to take this thing down to the end.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I definitely had quite a few bad races where I had it. I had the championship. I was like 20 points up at one point. So, I mean, congrats to Colby. Rode a great season. It sucks to lose like that, but I wasn't in a position to win it anyways. I still had to make a pass. So, I mean, it would have been cool to figure it out, but
we asked Colby kind of the opposite side of this question, but he kind of talked about going to battle against you every week for the past 3 or 4 years, and how difficult it was to beat you. What was it like racing him this year? Because it seemed like he raised his game to a different level. His consistency has always been insane. But over the years of what racing him has been like, did this year feel any different?
I think honestly this year is different because he usually has, like, the last few years, he'll have a bad round or two in the first half of the series. And he didn't really have, like, a very bad round. So he was in it the whole time. And, I mean, he rode great. He, like, top 5'd almost every single week. So, it's pretty hard to beat that when you're getting like 10th place out here every week.
Yeah, no question about it. Well, hey, I mean, from all of us here at Star Your Systems, thank you for giving us an entertaining season. I'm sorry it didn't work out your way in the end, but yeah, the 4 titles, all the wins, and everything that you've accomplished along the way, it deserves a lot of respect. And even though you fell short this year, we're still stoked that you were able to do what you did this year, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for always being here to stream. You guys make it 10 times more fun to race and watch. So thank you guys.
I love you.
Love you too, bro.
All right,
yeah.
Braden Carter, thanks for joining us, and jump off the call with him now, and instead call up our next champion. Just a sea of champions rolling in here tonight. See if we can get our boy Cade Matherly on the line right now, the 250 East champion for 2025. There he is, Cade Matherly, your 2025 East champion. Man, what a whirlwind night, what a whirlwind season, and in the end, you get it done. Got to feel pretty good, right?
Yeah, to be honest, if you would have told me I won a SX title for outdoors, I would have told you you're crazy. So pretty stoked, honestly. I felt like that last race was kind of anticlimactic because Johnny was he was a freight train towards the ground. But yeah, some light, I kind of just cruised her home and had a good time.
Yeah, so I'm sure you knew early on like what position he was in. Did you know like when he caught you that like he was there, or that it was him, or like all that that goes with it?
Yeah, he was playing some antics, which, to be honest, I didn't really understand because, like, dude, you got to go win. Like, I don't know why you're back here trying to brake check me. And, he was trying to do some of that. But, yeah, I had some friends on the call, and they were letting me know, keeping tabs on him for me. I was a little worried in the beginning of that race because I was getting sent all over the place. And then I think I was, like, probably 14th on the first lap, and they were telling me he was behind me. So I was like, oh, okay, well, just ride this one home because I knew it'd be hard for him to go all the way towards the front, and I had a nice gap going into that race, so it was pretty good. Honestly, I was just stoked that we didn't get 2023 over again. I didn't get freaking punted, 5th wided. I thought for sure that was going to happen. So shout out to everyone out there for not doing that. Maybe there is a little bit of integrity in this series after all.
I feel like we saw that tonight. I do remember a brake check in the right-hander before the first long rhythm section after the start, and it was for like when you guys were like 8, 9, and I'm just saying I'm doing that 100% all day, every day if I'm him. I mean, you got to look, it's a 1st and 9th place, finish. Like that's the only way he can win. And I saw that and I kind of smiled. I think Kellen was talking at the time, and I'm like, hell yeah, because he's at least like trying, right? Try to put you down, slow you down, bunch you, whatever he can do, and then get away. Obviously, it didn't work. Maybe in the OTB in the next rhythm section or something like that. But I at least applaud like him trying to make something happen and not just, you got to try to manufacture when you're that far behind. But I mean, your consistency all year built you that points lead, so that was sick. But yeah, I liked him trying though, and I liked you mentioning that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you liked it, David, because I didn't out there. But
yeah, I mean, it probably was terrible for you.
Yeah, it was a little annoying. It's sim at the end of the day, and it's kind of laggy, and he's not even American, so he's overseas, so you kind of don't even know where dudes are half the time, it seems like. And so I was just hoping I didn't get caught up in it. But honestly, even if he took me down, I was like, he's got to go towards the front, like if he doesn't win the race, I can be outside the top 10. So I knew as long as that doesn't happen, I had it locked up.
Yeah, we raced Leclerc and Dennis Fjellberg on the same gate, so that was always a crazy time. But yeah, I'm glad you were able to kind of lock in and not let that rattle you too much.
Yeah, it came again. It was kind of anticlimactic. I was expecting like I don't know. It just felt kind of easy. I mean, I was straight cruising out there. I felt bad for everyone who was behind me because I was basically rolling the jumps, but I was like, I'm just not going to risk anything, honestly. I can't win. I'm too far back. So I, got the job done.
Well, for you, you've been so close outdoors many times, obviously, and you've had some good seasons in Supercross, but what is actually getting a title in this game, this professional level at this height, mean to you? Because like you've worked really hard to get to this position in the first place.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Kellen, that outdoor title, when I thought I won it in 2023, that was like, that felt great. Like I thought I had it, and then getting that stripped away, it was kind of like this title just felt like putting a bandage on that more than anything else. It was like I just needed to I needed to get one, because I felt like I had done everything I needed to do really to win a title, and I had the ability, the skill level in the game, if you will. And so I was just like, just kind of to stamp it and get one of these it feels good. It definitely, I think if it had been sort of like a crazy comeback in that race or something, I'd be more stoked. But I felt like I kind of had this title wrapped up. Like I don't want to sound conceited or anything, but it kind of came a little easy to me this Supercross season. I felt like I kind of had it wrapped up a few rounds ago, so it was really just don't make any bonehead mistakes and don't get T-boned by anyone out there, and that should be good to go.
Awesome, man. And yeah, from myself and Andrew Wood, many congratulations on winning this championship. It was a cool title fight between you two, and you definitely kept the cooler head all season long, and a deserving champion at that. So congrats, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to, shout out to Johnny. He had a great season. I've raced against him a decent amount in this game. I think we started racing around the same time, and this race was the first time he tried to do anything dirty or anything crazy. So he was a good competitor to go up against, and shout out to him. I would chirp him a little bit because he did protest me for a heat race earlier in the season, but I'm gonna take the high road here. We got the title, but I'd also like to thank again. I do this every time, but I like to thank Tyson Johnson for making my bikes. I like to thank Ezra Lewis for making my gear. I'd like to thank Seabolt for making the helmets this year. Everyone who basically makes anything for me this game. I've never even opened up Photoshop, so I don't control anything. And I've been fortunate enough to have skins in this game basically since the day I downloaded it. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to all my friends watching. And now that we finally got this 250 title, I think I'm gonna move up to the big dogs for outdoors.
Hey, there we go.
The 450s are so much better. 250s are terrible.
I agree. I prefer Red 450.
You're gonna love it racing. It's so much better. Yeah, shout out Tyson Johnson. I love that for you, for everyone, for your whole squad, and yeah, it's awesome. 450s is gonna be sick, dude. Are you gonna go for outdoors?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. All right, man. Congratulations, and go celebrate it, buddy.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thanks again for streaming, Kellen and Awood, for commentating. Shout out RF, everyone who kind of keeps this series going. It's still pretty fun to race. Gets frustrating, obviously, and it's I kind of, when you race in this game, it really gives you a perspective on like, dude, like IRL, it's got to be so gnarly to race this many rounds in a row, because I get burnt out like halfway through the season on a video game. So, shout out to all the guys who are racing IRL. It's definitely a full-time job. So.
Yeah, no question about it. But yeah, congrats, man, and see you soon, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, that was Cade Matherly, the 250 West or 250 East champion for 2025. We're gonna wrap up our coverage now on TikTok. So thanks everyone for tuning in over there, and we are clear over there. All right, folks, gonna go ahead and come on screen myself just for now. It was going to take a second away from the mic because I wanted to say this to you guys personally. In 2015, we started Start Your Systems TV, myself and Jeremy Hinners, as a project, basically to bring the best live coverage that we possibly could to MX Simulator Professional Racing. Of course, it also came with Start Your Systems, and we did our very best to provide entertaining coverage for that as well. But the time has come now for me to step away from pro racing broadcasting in MX Simulator, at least for now. Unfortunately, tried to secure some funding for outdoors, and there wasn't really anything available to do that. So we are not going to be back for outdoors in a couple weeks' time, sadly. Is a huge burden on myself and my family. I knew it was going to be difficult once we had 2 kids to be able to come and do this every Wednesday night. My wife is finally about to go back to work, so It's even going to be more of a burden of us if I continue doing it, and this is a lot of work for not a lot of money, but it's always been a passion project of mine, and it's something I've been deeply passionate about. And I love this community, I love this game, and I wanted to do the best job that I possibly could for this community for as long as I possibly can, but I don't think I really can do that anymore, at least for this time being. So it's not goodbye forever, but it definitely is goodbye for now. And to kind of send this off in a good way, at least, we do have a special guest to bring in here tonight. So I'm going to jump back on screen, myself and Andrew Wood. Going to talk it out here.
I didn't know I was going to get teary-eyed.
No, you'll join us for this, because our special guest that gets to join us right now is a very special one indeed, and it goes all the way very back to the beginning days of Start Your Systems. If he's going to jump on, there it is, Jeremy Hinners. Welcome back to Start Your Systems. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, Kellen. Long time no talk, but it's crazy because I was putting the kids to bed tonight, scrolling through Facebook on my phone, and I knew you guys raced on Wednesdays, and I seen the championship was coming down to the wire. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna tune in just for old time's sake, and said what's up in chat like I've done a couple times this year, and you DM'd me, and I was like, you know what? For old time's sake, yeah, absolutely. I'll jump on the call with Kellen and A-Wood.
Well, I mean, it's great to hear from you. I'm sure the people at home are really stoked to hear from you as well. Yeah, man, you were there from the beginning. I mean, we started this thing together a decade ago, and pretty much the first thing we did was live stream the races, and you would race. I think at that year you were racing East and I was racing West, or whatever it was, vice versa, and we kept flip-flopping. But man, you know what the grind is to go into to do these broadcasts, and it was so fun doing it with you at the start, and we had such a fun energy together, obviously, but also just being able to call each other's races and go back and forth. It was a blast, man. Like, I would not change a single thing about what we did over the years, and you deserve a lot of credit to that, and why I wanted to bring you on tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I give you credit because the couple years that I was a part of live streaming and then ending stream to go race, and then just all the back and forth, it is taxing mentally. Obviously the PCs are taxed on that, but for you to do it for a decade, 10 years literally, I stepped away. Obviously, life got crazy and all of that. But I always come back. I watched from a distance. I watch the videos on Facebook. I watch YouTube videos from time to time. Just what you've done over the last 10 years is absolutely insane. Like, for the people that don't know the behind the scenes, like, it's just absolutely insane that you've been able to do this for 10 years.
Well, I mean, look, I appreciate that, but I really do say that a lot of the credit goes to you too for even, joining me and starting this whole process in the first place. Like, it's not like Start Your Systems is going away, but the fact that we came into it and we had a game plan and we did live streams and we did gameplay videos together and stuff like that. Like, that's what I wanted to do from the start, and it was so fun that we got to do it together. So that's, like I said, that's why I wanted you to be here for. If this is the final send-off for MXM Broadcasting, you were as big of a part of it as I was from the start, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without your help at the start too. So honestly, I owe you a huge thank you for even getting us here in the first place, because I don't think I could have done it for this long without a little nudge in the first place that you were there for helping out with.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. Obviously we had a game plan and we just grinded it out, and it's looking back at it now, I wouldn't change it for the world. Obviously, I would have liked to stick around a little bit more and help you out for a little bit longer. But just like I said, I wouldn't change it for the world. I had such a fun time doing it with you. Obviously now you got A Wood there helping you out, but like I said, just watching the few streams that I've watched this year, just makes me reminisce on the old days. We don't know they're the good old days until they're the good old days.
Definitely no question about that, man. And you got something, Naywood?
Yeah, I mean, just hearing his voice is crazy. Just from the start, it just brought me back, just teleporting me back in time. I mean, I haven't been as consistent as maybe the last couple of years, but I've been around for 9 years, and it still seems like nothing compared to when you guys started and what you guys did. And it was like not first of its kind, but it feel like it took on a whole new life. And I just want to thank you for being there and helping build this with Kellen and get it off the ground. And and I got lucky and was able to fill a spot that was needed, just half by being your friend, half by living close and just being the only one that could do it. And can't stop talking, but man, I mean, you crushed it. And you threw me back just the first time I heard you even say hi when you got on this call. So thank you for all the years and everything you did with Kellen.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's crazy to think, like, when we started this, we didn't really know what we were doing. At least I didn't know what I was doing, but the product has definitely grown over the last 10 years. And it's just it's crazy to look back on everything that we did and went through, and all the streams, all the hours that we put together streaming and putting the broadcast up at the end of the night, and just the whole, just everything. Honestly, it's kind of crazy to think about what we were doing for as long as we did.
We did a hell of a lot, man. We did a hell of a lot with a little. And like I said, I think as awesome as it is that we lasted this long, I think you deserve a lot of credit for that, which is why I wanted to bring you in. It's awesome to hear your voices again. I love seeing all the updates with you and your family and that you're doing well and stuff like that. And yeah, man, honestly, like from my side of it, I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I wouldn't change it for the world. We had a good run.
Awesome, man. Well, appreciate the time. I'm going to let you go ahead and jump off and we'll finish up the stream, but thanks for joining us, Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one, guys.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jeremy Hinners, special guest to close this thing out. Look, I mean, as a lot of you guys are saying in chat, I wish I could keep doing this. I really do, but it's a huge time consumption of a night that I have home during the week when a lot of the times I'm gone on the weekends, and I only get to see my family a few days a week, if that, and it's a few nights because I'm working during the day. So it's tough. If this was somehow financially sustainable where it would turn into a job, I'd be here every week, no problem. But it's become a little bit difficult for that.
Yeah, I mean, the hard thing is too, it's hard because not getting too far into it, if you work your job 5 days a week and you make X amount a year, like it's hard to then set aside a whole extra day when you have 2 kids and a wife and a family and responsibilities to do it. It is a couple hours at night, but we eat dinner with your family and have to leave and let all of those things happen. So it's a hard decision. Obviously, like I wish I was in the situation too to either take over for a little bit or figure it out, and maybe there's some way somehow we can come back, whether it's this outdoors or next year or something. But it's a hard thing, and we are gonna miss it. Like I love it actually. Like
I love it too, and like some shit's happened this year.
It's not easy for me. I sometimes I miss work too, and I'm like,
some shit's happened this year, no question about it. It's taken a little bit of the passion out of it for me, which is why I did it for so long, because I was so passionate about it. But to be honest, it's been basically a money loss for me every year. Like this should be time where I can either spend time with family or get actual work done, because I spent so much time of even today just working on getting the stream ready, and instead of working towards something that actually make me money. So it's gotten to that point where I just have to take the decision not to keep doing it, really. Like I don't have the time necessary. I really haven't had it for a long time, but I keep finding a way to fit it in. And I just need to step back for a little bit. Maybe we regroup. Maybe we come back for 2026 Supercross. The SYS TV channel, for those of you guys asking in the chat, is not going away. In fact, the idea that I have is to try to take over some other streams, other platforms, and other games and stuff like that as well, but at more times that are pertinent to when I can fit it in, because this is a very time-consuming Wednesday night every single time. So I just don't think I can keep doing it basically for free, kind of. But yeah, it is what it is, man. We had a good 10-year run, 11-year run in MotoOption Supercross. I did the best I could to make this game as good as it possibly could look for as long as I could too. And I just hope that most people enjoyed the show along the way. That's all I really cared about. It was that we put on a good show. People laughed, had fun, whatever it was. And then we got to do it again another week. And yeah, we got to do over 300 of these basically. So fun times.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I like to have fun. I mean, it's funny because I went from, oh, I'm cursing a lot. Oh, let's be a little bit more professional. Oh, let's still make some jokes and try to do some things. But so professional, and for you, I feel like your ceiling and where you're going to end up in your career is going to be on the NBC broadcast in real life, and I think that's a goal of yours. But I mean, I don't want to sit here and be like, you are the voice of Sim. You are the voice of, I feel like, is going to be all professional video game motorcycle racing. And starting last Friday, and Loretta's just professional racing in general, I think you're going to end up there. I mean, I don't want to say it or be a beggar, but hey, we raised a shit ton of money for Jerry Robin. We clearly have some supporters in chat already. Is there a chance for the people, if there's some sort of GoFundMe or something, that
I don't want to do it via GoFundMe. Like, I've never really been the type that's like, hey, pay for us to broadcast this. Like, that's not what I want. I'll be as transparent as I can be. I went to several different advertising outlets that I would have thought could help suffice for making this like worth the time and that's necessary to go into this, because for me, it's also looking at it as like, I need to really button down and try to find ways to make money. I'm not making that much money in my life right now. And I'm watching a lot of other gaming channels take off, and I'm not really seeing the success anymore by doing this. If I go make a bunch of brain rot content, maybe I'll make a bunch more money, but I'm not. So I'm trying to, keep doing the more like high quality content and really do that. And it's kind of not working. So something's got to change. And unfortunately, this is something that I didn't want to give up on. I held on to for a long time, even though I had a lot of people tell me not to do it. Like, I think the first time I had people tell me I should stop doing this was like 7 years ago. Like, game's dead, quit doing it. Like, there's so many people watching. I would stream GPs. We'd have like 10 people watching, but I was just so passionate about it. Wanted it to go as long as possible. And it's that time. It really is. So again, it's not goodbye forever. It's goodbye for now, at least in terms of MX Simulator action. We will still do some MX Bikes racing in the off season. No question about that. We're already locked in to stream the AOMX Championship. And I think for sure we'll jump in and do some other streams, EU, of other things that are more in my time of the day that I can do it, and things along those lines. But for now, we are out of here. MotoOption Supercross is completed for 2025. And SYS TV is going to take a little bit of a hiatus, and we'll maybe come back another time. But yeah, thank you so much, Andrew Wood.
You're welcome. Glad to be here. I love you, and I'm sad. I'm actually getting really sad right now. So thank you guys all for being here and supporting us, and good year,
and
2025.
For those saying I shouldn't have quit Racer X, I would have quit Sim a lot sooner if I stayed at Racer X, because I was getting beat the fuck down. So I am done. Thank you guys for tuning in to MotoOption Supercross live here on SYS TV, and thanks for all the support over the years. Thank you to everybody that has watched the decade-long streams, and of course Race Factor Gaming and everyone that puts on this series. We out, and we'll see you guys another time. So long.
So long for now.